Chapter 1. UG, the beauty, the spring breeze was gentle and warm, and the entire land was full of vitality. It was a scene of prosperity. Golden Dragon City, in a small courtyard of the Yang mansion. Yang Hongwu opened his eyes and moved his numb arm. Suddenly, he felt that something was wrong. His right hand touched a soft place, and he couldn't help rubbing it. What is it? It feels quite comfortable. He turned his head and saw a woman lying beside him. The woman's skin was white and delicate like a baby. Her facial features were very delicate, 100 times better than those so-called female stars on TV. Her beauty was almost indescribable. I'm dreaming. I actually had such a beautiful dream. Yang Hongwu's heart was blooming with joy. Although he often had some unsuitable dreams, this was undoubtedly the most wonderful one. Don't wake up so soon. Wait for me to enjoy it, Yang Hongwu secretly said. Just as he was about to savor the wonderful feeling, a sharp pain came from his head, as if it was being pried open by an awl. That kind of pain made Yang Hongwu wish he could die immediately. After a dozen breaths, the pain gradually disappeared. For Yang Hongwu, these dozen breaths felt like half a century. Some memories also appeared in his mind. Ancient wasteland, Golden Dragon City, the third prince of the heavens' favorite king's mansion. After sorting out his memories, Yang Hongwu was stupefied. Such a good thing had actually happened to him. Transmigrating, he had caught up with the trend. The king of heaven's pride was the head of the 3 martial kings of the Golden Dragon dynasty. It could be said that he was second only to one person and above tens of thousands. And his current body was called Yang Hongwu, the third son of the heaven's favorite king. He had a noble bloodline and a high status. He was an ordinary college student who had just graduated and had no job. He didn't expect to wake up and become the third prince of the heaven's favorite king's mansion. Damn it, why am I so unlucky? The woman beside him was called UG, the same name as the beloved concubine of Xiangyu, the overlord of Western Shu in the history of the Chu and Han dynasties. Just like her name, UG was also a stunning beauty. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that she was devastatingly beautiful and had the reputation of being the #1 woman in the Golden Dragon dynasty. Transmigrating here and sleeping with a peerless beauty should be a great thing, but in reality, that was not the case. Yang Hongwu was the son of the heaven's pride king, Yang Tianjiao. His talent was heaven-defying, and he was born with a pure Yang body. He cultivated the 9 revolving pure Yang technique, an unparalleled technique. In the entire ancient desolate continent, only one person had successfully cultivated it, and that person was known as the 9 Yang sovereign. He was also born with a pure Yang body and was invincible. However, the 9 revolving pure Yang technique had a huge restriction, and that was that before reaching the large success stage, one had to maintain a virgin body. In other words, the 9 revolving pure Yang technique was actually a virgin technique, and one had to have a pure Yang body. Only a virgin body could cultivate it. After cultivating it, one could not lose their virginity before reaching the large success stage. Otherwise, their cultivation base would be crippled, and their pure Yang body would be destroyed. They would no longer be able to cultivate any techniques and would become a cripple. The ancient desolate continent respected martial arts, and the strong preyed on the weak. The strong could call the wind and summon the rain, and enjoy wealth and splendor. The weak were like weeds, inferior to pigs and dogs. After having their pure Yang body destroyed and their cultivation base reduced, their status would definitely plummet, and they would even face the danger of being expelled from the Heaven's Pride King's residence. Yang Tianjiao, as the Heaven's Pride King, was an ambitious and ruthless character. He had climbed mountains of corpses and seas of bones to reach his position. Even if it was his son, he would abandon him like weeds. Without cultivation base, without a strong body, there would be no one to rely on. Once he was expelled from the Heaven's Pride King's residence, it would be a big problem whether or not he could survive. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. His previous self was arrogant and didn't put anyone in his eyes in the entire Golden Dragon dynasty. He had offended countless geniuses, making them hate him to the bone. If they learned that he was crippled, the consequences would be unimaginable. Even death by 1,000 cuts would be a light punishment. Thinking of the consequences, Yang Hongwu shuddered. F***, this is too much. This girl is so vicious. A woman's heart is the most vicious. Looking at the beautiful woman beside him, Yang Hongwu wanted to strangle her to death. Your Highness, you're awake. Yuji's eyelashes moved, and her pleasant voice was heard, making people unconsciously intoxicated. When Yang Hongwu heard her voice, endless anger was aroused in his heart. Yuji, you vicious woman, you destroyed my immortal body, destroyed my future. You will die a horrible death. Although he wanted to kill her, Yang Hongwu knew that he couldn't do it. Now that his cultivation base had been destroyed, how could he be Yuji's opponent? This woman was not only the first woman in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, but also the strongest person in the younger generation of the Golden Dragon Dynasty. Her cultivation base had long been mysterious, and she had condensed her genuine qi 10 years ago. She was a martial Dao sage. She was the one who had forcefully taken his body. Reverse push, the legendary reverse push. A night of husband and wife, 100 nights of grace. Is your Highness so cruel? Yuji's resentful gaze was heartbreaking. But in Yang Hongwu's eyes, this peerless beauty was like a venomous snake. Get out of here, you bitch. Your Highness is so unreasonable. Yuji's heart hurts. Yuji said leisurely, since your Highness doesn't like Yuji, then Yuji can leave. However, your Highness used your pure yang body to help me break through and transform my genuine qi into spirit. Yuji will remember your Highness's kindness in my heart. Your Highness is my first man, and also my only man. Yuji has a great vengeance, so I can't protect your Highness. This is a true spirit talisman with 3 strands of my genuine qi on it. It can help your Highness 3 times. I hope your Highness will take care of it, and when Yuji gets a revenge, I will return to repay your Highness's kindness. After speaking, Yuji stood up, revealing her graceful body in front of Yang Hongwu. She didn't avoid Yang Hongwu in the slightest. She put on her clothes, waved her hand, and the door opened. She soared into the air like a celestial fairy and left. Genuine qi into spirit? Genuine qi into spirit was the true spirit realm. Yang Hongwu was very clear about what the true spirit realm meant. There were only 3 true spirit realm experts in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, and one of them was his father, Yang Tianjiao. Yang Hongwu looked at the true spirit talisman in his hand, and his mind raced. His predecessor naturally had feelings for a woman like Yuji. Otherwise, with Yuji's cultivation, he wouldn't have been able to succeed. Before Yuji broke through, although her strength was unexpectedly strong, not in the genuine qi realm, but in the aura realm, as long as his predecessor, Yang Hongwu, was on guard, she wouldn't have been able to succeed. Chapter 2. Brother's pressure, damn it. Although the talisman is good, it can only be used 3 times. How can it compare to a supreme body? Yang Hongwu was mad with anger. He wanted to tear the talisman apart, but Yang Hongwu restrained himself. It was not a good thing to tear it apart. With the talisman protecting him, at least some people would not dare to act rashly. Without the talisman, it would be hard to say, I must find a way to hide this matter. Yang Hongwu thought in his heart. However, paper cannot wrap fire. This matter would be exposed sooner or later. Now that he had lost his virginity, his pure yang vital energy, his dantian and meridians were broken, unless an immortal used heaven-defying means to reconstruct his dantian and meridians. It was impossible to reverse the situation and reconstruct his immortal body. Yang Hongwu wanted to stand up, but he felt weak all over. At this moment, the door was knocked open. 2 people appeared in sight. They were dressed in gorgeous clothes and looked proud. These 2 people were his 2 brothers, Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzhu, the first prince and second prince of the Heaven's Pride Mansion. Yang Hongtian had the fire python body. Although the fire python body was far inferior to the innate pure yang body, it was still 1 in a million. Now that Yang Hongtian's cultivation had reached stage 1 of the genuine qi realm, he was an absolutely dazzling existence in the entire Golden Dragon Dynasty. However, because of Yang Hongwu's existence, his brilliance was overshadowed. No matter how outstanding he was overshadowed by the innate pure Yang body. Yang Hongzu also had a special physique, the barbarian bear body. The barbarian bear body was not inferior to the fire python body. His cultivation was at the peak of the qi refining realm. Although he had not condensed his genuine qi and become a martial Tao sage, he was still a young talent of the Golden Dragon dynasty. When the two brothers were born, they were extremely well regarded and doted on. However, everything changed after Yang Hongwu was born. All the glory, and doting of the two brothers were concentrated on their younger brother, Yang Hongwu. Countless resources were poured into him. Whether it was in Golden Dragon City or the entire Golden Dragon dynasty, everyone was talking about Yang Hongwu, the third prince, instead of Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzu. Jealousy, envy, resentment, these were like a poisonous snake, crazily gnawing at the hearts of the two brothers. They were constantly thinking about how to cripple their third brother and find someone to break his virginity and turn him into a cripple. However, the innate pure Yang body was extremely domineering. How could an ordinary woman touch it? Once they tried to fuse with it, they would be burned to ashes by the Yang fire. Only a true spirit realm warrior could withstand it. There were only 3 true spirit realm warriors in the entire Golden Dragon dynasty. The only female martial king was called Flower Moon King. How could she use such a method? Not only that, Yang Hongwu had Yang Tianjiao's protection. Yang Tianjiao would never allow such a thing to happen. Yang Tianjiao had left countless protective measures on Yang Hongwu, all for the sake of protecting him before Yang Hongwu matured. Looking at Yang Hongwu and the others, Yang Hongwu knew that they did not come with good intentions. Big brother, second brother, what is the meaning of this? Yang Hongwu asked coldly. Yang Hongwu's heart skipped a beat. He was afraid that the matter had been exposed. Perhaps this was premeditated by Yang Hongtian and the others. Although Yu Ji was strong, the king's mansion was heavily guarded. His courtyard was the most important. Yu Ji had not broken through to the true spirit realm, so it was impossible for her to come and go as she pleased in the king's mansion unless someone helped her. And this person was probably his 2 good brothers. I don't know what you're talking about. Big brother, second brother, you broke into my courtyard and disturbed my cultivation. What are your intentions? Yang Hongwu said sternly. The Battle of the Dragon Pool is in half a year. If I lose, the king's mansion's prestige will be ruined. Can you bear the consequences when father blames you? Rumor had it that the dragon pool was formed by the blood of the golden dragon in ancient times. The dragon pool was rich in spiritual energy. It was a great opportunity for cultivators to temper their bodies in the dragon pool. The Battle of the Dragon Pool was not only for the opportunity to temper one's body in the dragon pool, but also for the highest honor of the younger generation of the Golden Dragon dynasty. King's Mansion was the champion of the Battle of the Dragon Pool 20 years ago. Yu Ji was the champion of the Battle of the Dragon Pool 10 years ago. Being able to take first place in the Battle of the Dragon Lake was not only a great honor, but it was also a battle for luck. The more luck one had, the more powerful one would be, and the greater one's future achievements would be. It would also be of great help to one's family. As the saying went, when a man achieves the Tao, even his chickens and dogs will ascend to the heavens. You still want to participate in the Battle of the Dragon Pool? Yang Hongzu's eyes were filled with disdain. Your true body has been broken by that woman, Yu Ji. You have lost your pure Yang body and become a cripple. You still want to participate in the Battle of the Dragon Pool on behalf of the King's Mansion? What a joke. If that's the case, are you going to give me some pointers? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and said lightly. Before losing his virginity, Yang Hongwu's cultivation base was at the peak of the qi refining realm. He was only one step away from being able to condense his qi and enter the true qi realm. Although he wasn't in the true qi realm, his innate pure Yang body coupled with the domineering power of the 9 revolving pure Yang technique allowed him to crush Yang Hongtian, who was already in the true qi realm. Weak breath and scatter mind. These are the signs of cultivation being broken. Do you think you can fool me? Yang Hongwu knew that things were not good. If he could not scare these two, he would definitely end up in a miserable state. Since you don't believe me, you can come at me together. As Yang Hongwu said, his right hand pinched the true spirit talisman left by Yuji. He released a trace of the true spirit talisman's aura. A bright light condensed on the fingertip of his right hand, causing ripples in the air. Although it was only a little, it made Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzu's eyes widen. Chapter 3. The King of Heaven's Pride returns, that's right, Yang Hongzu said. It's definitely fake. Big bro, let's attack him together. His pure Yang true body was destroyed, and he probably used his life force quintessence to confuse us. All right. Yang Hongtian nodded, exchanging a glance with Yang Hongzu. A powerful aura emanated from him. His entire body glowed red, and a thin layer of scales covered his face. His eyes were crimson red, and the shadow of a fire python loomed behind him. On the other side, Yang Hongzu also let out a roar like an ancient bear. He stretched out his arms, and his muscles were like entwined steel bars, strong and powerful. He stomped his foot, and the whole ground shook. The violent aura was terrifying. Damn it! Yang Hongwu felt even more bitter in his heart. These two fellows clearly wanted to kill him. In any case, they were brothers. They were connected by blood. Yet, he didn't care about kinship and wanted to kill him. This world was indeed a dog-eat-dog world. It was a dog-eat-dog world. It was either you die or I die. Since you want to treat me like this, I won't care. Moreover, my soul is not the original Yang Hongwu. The various aspects of this body have nothing to do with me. Sooner or later, the news of his pure Yang body being broken would spread. However, it was better to keep it a secret for as long as possible. Furthermore, this matter was closely related to the Yang brothers, Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzu. Only by killing them would he have a chance at survival. Yang Hongwu activated the true spirit talisman left behind by Yuji. A fairy-like figure in white appeared in the air. Her aura was strong, and her temperament was otherworldly. Yuji, is that you? No, that's not Yuji. It's a trace of her true spirit avatar. Yang Hongtian shouted. That trace of true chi wasn't released by third brother, but by Yuji's true spirit avatar. This is a true spirit talisman. Yuji has broken through the astral energy realm and reached the true spirit realm. She must have refined Yang Hongwu's pure Yang body and reached the true spirit realm. Yang Hongwu was terrified. Although he had figured out that his third brother's pure Yang body had been broken and his cultivation had been crippled, it had created a true spirit realm expert, an existence on the same level as his father, the King of Heaven's Pride. Transforming one's Jinshi into spirit, one would reach the heavens in a single step and become a martial king. One's cultivation would reach the heavens. But now, Yuji didn't kill Yang Hongwu. She even left behind a true spirit talisman and used her true spirit incarnation to protect Yang Hongwu. It could be seen how important he was to Yuji. They knew best what a true spirit talisman was. Even their father, the King of Heaven's Pride, who doted on Yang Hongwu, did not leave behind a true spirit talisman. However, Yuji did. It was enough to show how high Yang Hongwu's position in Yuji's heart was, and it was far beyond their imagination. Kill them, Yang Hongwu said in a clear voice. As you wish. Yuji's voice was cold and pleasant, but it made Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzu feel as if they had fallen into an ice cellar. Yuji, you dare to kill us two brothers? You have today's achievements because of us two brothers. Without our help, could you have obtained Yang Hongwu's pure Yang body and reached the true spirit realm in a single step? Yang Hongtian screamed. At this time, Yang Hongtian no longer had the domineering and insufferably arrogant attitude he had when facing Yang Hongwu. He just kept retreating and questioning Yuji. You want to repay kindness with enmity and kill us? Our father, the King of Heaven's Pride, will never let you go. Even if you have reached the true spirit realm, compared to my father, the difference is too great. Yang Hongzu also said loudly. He was afraid of death, very afraid of death. How could he be willing to die here? He still had a bright future ahead of him. With the barbarian bear body, he was destined to reach the Orochi realm or even the true spirit realm, and become an existence that could call the wind and summon the rain in the Golden Dragon Dynasty. He had never enjoyed the feeling of monstrous power, wealth, and being surrounded by countless beauties. Yuji did not speak, but a terrifying light flashed in her beautiful eyes. She waved the long sword in her hand, and starlight filled the sky. It was extremely beautiful, and it shrouded Yanghong Tian and Yang Hongzhu in it. The power of the true spirit realm made the two unable to move, and they had no strength to resist. Looking at the beautiful starlight, their eyes were filled with despair. "Dad, I'm going to die. I can't accept this. I can't accept this," the two of them shouted. At this time, a huge longsword cut through the void. This longsword was shining with golden light, and there was a golden Jiao dragon coiling around the blade. It was very lifelike, and its power was astonishing. Boom! With a loud sound, the sword and the blade collided and exploded. The light was as dazzling as the sun, and it made people unable to open their eyes. The terrifying shockwave caused the surrounding houses to shatter. Huge cracks appeared on the ground as it was torn apart by that terrifying power. When the dust settled, a scholarly figure appeared in front of everyone. This scholarly man was wearing a purple robe, and under his sharp eyebrows was a pair of deep eyes. They were like the unfathomable vast starry sky. He was clearly standing there, but no one could feel a trace of his aura. King Tianjiao. Yuji's red lips slightly opened, and a trace of shock flashed in her beautiful eyes. Although she had reached the true spirit realm, there was still a big gap between her and Yang Tianjiao. He was indeed a veteran of the true spirit realm. His aura was restrained, and he had already reached the state of returning to his original state. His strength had probably reached the peak of the true spirit realm, and he was only one step away from breaking through. "You took Hongwu's innate pure yang body, and you even wanted to kill my other two children. Yuji, you are really bold." Yang Tianjiao glared at Yuji, his killing intent bursting out. Yang Hongwu had an innate pure yang body. He was Yang Tianjiao's hope, his hope to rise in the entire ancient desolate continent. Although the Yang family in Tianjiao Wang Palace had a high status in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, they weren't worth mentioning in the ancient desolate continent. The ancient desolate continent was too big. The Golden Dragon Dynasty was just a remote corner of it. Tianjiao Wang Palace was famous in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, but once he entered the ancient desolate continent, he would be like a tiny shrimp in the vast ocean. However, Yang Hongwu was different. His innate pure yang body was not only in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, but also in the entire ancient desolate continent. The innate pure yang body was one of the top 10 immortal bodies in the legends, and was ranked 6th. Ordinary people would not know this information, and Yang Tianjiao had obtained it from an ancient tomb. Chapter 4. The Mystery of His Origins. Yang Tianjiao, how good are you? Don't think I don't know that Yang Hongwu isn't your son. Yuji looked at Yang Tianjiao and said coldly, "You nurtured him just to seize his innate pure yang body to break through your cultivation bottleneck." "Nonsense." Yang Tianjiao's face changed slightly, and he said sternly, "You took my son's innate pure yang body and destroyed the future of my Yang family. I'll kill your true spirit avatar today, and then I'll kill your true body in the future." As he spoke, Yang Tianjiao's powerful aura spread out. He stretched out his right hand and grabbed the dragon head saber. The golden dragon on the saber continued to swim, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws as it roared. Yang Tianjiao's eyes glowed, his body flashed, and a series of afterimages appeared in the air. Yang Tianjiao's movements were extremely fast. In just a breath's time, he had slashed out dozens of times, each of which was fatal. The terrifying saber light tore the air apart, and even space seemed to be on the verge of being cut apart. Then, the dozens of saber light converged to form a terrifying dragon, filled with fierce killing intent. Roar! The dragon formed by the saber chi roared, and its aura was like a rolling river that wanted to devour and destroy everything. It rushed towards Yuji's true spirit avatar. Seeing this, Eugene knew that things were not going well. She was just a talisman condensed from the 3 strands of origin chi left behind by Eugene, and was just a wisp of true spirit left behind by her true self. Yang Tianjiao's attack contained his full strength. His strength was already stronger than hers, so how could she withstand it? Even if she could withstand this attack, her avatar would inevitably dissipate. Then, how could she protect Yang Hongwu? So, Yuji reached out and threw Yang Hongwu away, saying, "Yang Hongwu, hurry up and leave this place. Now that you've lost your innate pure Yang body, you're useless to Yang Tianjiao. Once you're caught, you'll die. My avatar won't be able to hold on for long. Whether or not you can escape this disaster depends on your luck." After saying that, Yuji's body emitted a dazzling light, and she met the dragon head-on. Yang Hongwu was thrown away. Regardless of whether what Yuji said was true or not, from Yang Hongwu's eyes and tone, this so-called father seemed to have some problems. Yang Hongwu didn't dare to joke with his life. "Now that I've lost all my cultivation, my speed is too slow. Once Yuji's true spirit avatar is destroyed, Yang Tianjiao will be able to catch up to me in a matter of minutes." What? Is there really no way to escape? Yang Hongwu looked up and saw a tall mansion in front of him. This mansion belonged to one of the 3 martial kings of the Golden Dragon Dynasty, and the only female martial king, Flower Moon King. Flower Moon King didn't have much ambition, but she didn't want to deal with the King of Heaven's favorites, so he should have a chance of survival if he entered Flower Moon King's mansion. However, he couldn't break through the main gate at this time. He was Yang Hongwu, and Flower Moon King didn't have a good impression of the entire King of Heaven's favorites. If he entered through the main gate, he might be beaten out. Looking around, there was a dog hole in the distance. Damn it, this time I'm really unlucky. My cultivation was destroyed, my dantian and meridians were destroyed, and in order to escape, I have to crawl through a dog hole. I'm probably the most tragic and unlucky guy in history. Although his words were full of resentment and dissatisfaction, his footsteps were not slow. He came to the side of the dog hole and quickly crawled in. Damn it, there's dog poop. Dog feces stuck to the bottom of his pants. The strong stench was really unbearable, but he had no choice but to get in. His life was more important. Damn dog. After I get through this, I'll definitely catch this damn dog and make it into a hot pot. After crawling through the dog hole, Yang Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief. As long as he entered Flower Moon King's mansion, he would have some protection. Flower Moon King was not like Yuji, who had just entered the true spirit realm. Flower Moon King had entered the true spirit realm 20 years ago. Speaking of which, she had entered the true spirit realm earlier than Yang Tianjiao, and her strength was also very strong. Compared to Yang Tianjiao, it was unknown who was stronger and who was weaker. Of course, even so, he wasn't 100% safe, so he had to find a place to hide. Backyard. I should go to the backyard. That's the safest place. Yang Hongwu's mind became active. No matter whose mansion it was, the backyard was a forbidden area, and outsiders were not allowed to enter. Even if Yang Tianjiao knew that he had entered Flower Moon King's mansion, he couldn't directly kill his way into the backyard and capture him. Of course, the problem now was how to hide in the Flower Moon Mansion without being discovered by the people in the mansion, especially the Flower Moon King. Hiding in a bush, Yang Hongwu saw groups of women coming and going, talking and laughing, but he didn't see a single man. Yang Hongwu's mind turned. There were no men in Flower Moon King's mansion because Flower Moon King did not accept female disciples, and these women were naturally her disciples. Each of them had great strength. When a few of them were about to reach Yang Hongwu's heart almost jumped out of his chest. So smelly. It must be third senior sister's dog. That's right, third senior sister is really too much. That stinky dog is not hygienic at all, and master doesn't even care about it. Let's go, it stinks here, let the servants deal with it. They all covered their noses and quickly walked away. Luckily, Yang Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief. He didn't expect that some dog poop would be of some use. However, there was another problem. The smell of dog poop could easily expose him, so he had to find a place to wash. Not far ahead, He heard the sound of water faintly. Yang Hongwu planned to go there and wash up first. Yang Hongwu sneaked around a courtyard and a rockery, and what appeared in front of him was an elegant courtyard. Yang Hongwu looked up and saw that the name of the courtyard was Fairy Pool. Yang Hongwu looked around carefully and thought to himself, Fairy Pool. Could this be the place where the Flower Moon Queen and her disciples bathe? If that's the case, I might be able to feast my eyes on it. Chapter 5. Beauty comes out of the bath after all. I'm a transmigrator and a main character. Since I'm already so unlucky, I should at least be given some benefits. With that thought in mind, Yang Hongwu saw that there was no one around and quickly dived into the fairy pool. The fairy pond was in fact a spring. The spring water in this spring was extremely clear and contained a dense amount of vitality. My goodness, what a waste. Such a spring is actually used for bathing. Looking at the mouth of the spring before him, Yang Hongwu was incomparably shocked. This mouth of the spring was emitting hot steam and was filled with vitality. I didn't think there would be a hot spring. No wonder it was turned into a fairy pool for bathing. Now that there's no one around, I'll take a good bath to get rid of the smell of dog poop. Oh, and that damn bad luck. Yang Hongwu put on his clothes and jumped into the largest bath. These baths were separated. The largest bath was probably exclusive to Flower Moon King. Comfortable, really comfortable. After entering the bath, all the pores on his body opened up. Endless vitality and spiritual energy poured into Yang Hongwu's body. Such dense spiritual energy. Although it cannot repair my dantian and meridians, it can alleviate the damage to my physical body. If my dantian and meridians were not destroyed, my cultivation here would have progressed by leaps and bounds. It's just a pity. Thinking of his body's condition, Yang Hongwu sighed. He was depressed. The feeling of falling from heaven to hell was definitely uncomfortable. Without cultivation, his meridians and dantian were destroyed. It was almost impossible for him to cultivate again. Even if he could cultivate again, it would be impossible for him to reach the same height as before. Without cultivation, it would be difficult to move around in the ancient wilderness. Moreover, he was being hunted. If Yang Tianjiao was his biological father, there would be a chance for him to survive. On the other hand, if what Yuji said was true, that Yang Tianjiao was not his biological father and was the murderer of his biological parents. He raised him just to steal his innate pure yang body for cultivation. Once he was caught, he would definitely die. From the analysis of the situation, Yuji's words were more credible. Whether it was true or not, he couldn't fall into Yang Tianjiao's hands. Shui, you can leave first. There's no need for you to serve here. Yes, master. A seductive voice came from outside and fell into Yang Hongwu's ears like a clap of thunder, waking Yang Hongwu from his thoughts. Oh my God, we're done for. That's Flower Moon King's voice. She actually came to take a bath at this time. Damn it. Why is she taking a bath in the middle of the day? What should we do? At this time, Yang Hongwu was burning with anxiety, and there was no place to hide here. Hearing the footsteps getting closer and closer, Yang Hongwu was about to explode. He muttered in his heart, I have to think of a way quickly. Otherwise, the wise and powerful me will drink blood here. Spring's Eye, yes, the Spring's Eye. Looking at the steaming area, Yang Hongwu knew in his heart that this was his only chance. The water in the entire bathtub was so clear that he could see the bottom. Only at the mouth of the spring, where spring water constantly gushed up, it was difficult to see clearly with the naked eye. Yang Hongwu did not hesitate and swam towards the Spring's Eye. After holding his breath, he plunged into the water and dived into the depths of the spring. After getting close to the Spring's Eye, Yang Hongwu felt that the temperature of the Spring's Eye was getting higher and higher. Although the surface temperature was moderate, it was only 40 to 50 degrees. This temperature was very suitable for bathing, but the deeper he went, the higher the temperature. However, Yang Hongwu had no choice but to dive deeper. Because it was not deep enough, it could still be seen. If he was discovered by Flower Moon King, it would be a dead end. He gritted his teeth and continued diving. If he still had his cultivation, Yang Hongwu would not be worried at all. However, it was different now. Without his cultivation, This temperature was a huge problem for him. I can't go down anymore. Yang Hongwu realized that the water around the bath was not deep, but the springs I was extremely deep. It was as if there was no bottom. There was a constant flow of heat from below, flowing up to the surface. After only a few breaths, Yang Hongwu felt that he was about to be roasted. I can't go on like this. Yang Hongwu secretly complained. If he just held his breath and dived, Yang Hongwu could still hold on for a while. However, here it was as if he was soaking in hot magma. It was really unbearable. However, this place was also strange. The temperature above was not high, but the temperature below was too high. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's face was a little distorted. Although he couldn't see the situation above, he could vaguely hear the sound of water. Obviously, Flower Moon King was still bathing at this time. If he went out now, the consequences would be unimaginable. He would probably be cut into pieces. At this moment, a strong suction force came from below, sucking Yang Hongwu in. The whole bath began to boil. Damn it! What's going on? Yang Hongwu desperately struggled to get up, but he was firmly sucked in. He could not break free at all. He was constantly being pulled down. At the bottom of the spring, there was a fiery red bead. The bead was constantly rotating like a small sun. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. The terrifying temperature at the bottom of the bath came from this bead. On the bead, one could clearly see a giant dragon baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. Yang Hongwu could even hear a terrifying roar. Yang Hongwu had never heard such a sound before, but it was extremely shocking. The sound was so majestic, so domineering, so arrogant, so high up, as if everything in the world had to bow down to it. Dragon. This was the sound of a dragon. The roar of a dragon. Could this be the legendary dragon bead? Yang Hongwu had lived in the Heaven's Pride King's residence for more than 10 years. He had read a lot of books, so he knew something about dragons. Chapter 6. A blessing in disguise. So what if it's a Dragon Ball? My life is really over. Yang Hongwu cried bitterly in his heart. What divine dragon? What dragon pearl? It had nothing to do with him. He had lost his life, so how could he have the mood to think about these things? However, a figure appeared in his mind. It was the peerless beauty Yuji. Yang Hongwu closed his eyes, waiting for death to come. The Dragon Ball seemed to have found its home. It spun towards Yang Hongwu. Its speed was extremely fast. In an instant, it entered between Yang Hongwu's eyebrows. As soon as the Dragon Ball entered his body, Yang Hongwu felt like his whole body was about to explode. That terrifying energy crazily attacked his body. His broken dantian and crippled meridians began to frantically repair under the energy of the Dragon Ball. Information and pictures were transmitted to Yang Hongwu's mind. The 9 transformations Yin-Yang technique used the power of the 9 dragons to forge the 9 transformations pure Yang body. The 9 transformations of Yin and Yang would seize the fortune of heaven and earth to become the supreme Yin-Yang, celestial venerable. I won't die. After receiving this information, the first thought in Yang Hongwu's mind was that he didn't die. Not only did he not die, but he also hit the jackpot. The legendary dog's hit luck. 9 transformation Yin-Yang art. This is such a domineering cultivation technique. It's much more powerful than the 9 transformation pure Yang art that he cultivated before. The 9 transformation pure Yang art that he obtained before was only a small part of the 9 transformation Yin-Yang art. Moreover, it's only a simplified version of that part. Too painful. After a full 4 hours, it finally stopped. Yang Hongwu let out a long sigh of relief. It's finally over. After checking his body and the information he just obtained, Yang Hongwu figured out that the intense pain was the Dragon Ball transforming his body. This Dragon Ball is actually the condensation of the essence of 9 dragons in ancient times. The Dragon Ball fused with him. In fact, it used the power of 9 dragons to transform his body into the legendary 9 transformation pure Yang body. The 9 revolutions pure Yang physique was also known as the 9 dragons saint physique. The 9 dragons saint physique was too overbearing. One had to cultivate the 9 revolutions Yin-Yang art and cooperate with 9 people with the pure Yin immortal physique. pure immortal body, holy sh asterisk t. This 9? Mother asterisk cur, this is too much of scam. Those who have a 9-dragon saint body and cultivate the 9 cycles of yin-yang harmony art must dual cultivate with a pure immortal body. Otherwise, they will explode and die. This is too much of scam. A person with a pure immortal body was 1 in 10,000. No, it should be 1 in 100 million. It was hard to even meet 1 in 100 years. To find 9 of them was harder than ascending to the heavens. No, I should have cultivated the first cycle of the 9 revolutions yin-yang art. My cultivation has recovered to its peak in an instant, and I have even made a breakthrough. The true qi in my body has already turned into the 9 revolutions yin-yang true qi. Could it be that Yu-Ji is someone with a pure immortal body? Even if Yu-Ji was 1, he still needed 8. Where could he find them? Putting these things aside, now that the dragon pearl had entered his body and completed the transformation of his body, his physical body had improved. Not only had his strength recovered, but it had also improved. It could be said that he had profited from a disaster. But now he was still in crisis. Yang Hongwu remembered that he was in the Flower Moon Palace, and he was in the Flower Moon King's bath. More importantly, the Flower Moon King was still bathing. With such a big commotion, it was hard for the Flower Moon King not to notice. He was in big trouble. How could he deal with it? The Flower Moon King had never pretended to men, not even the Emperor. As an expert of the true spirit realm, her status was so high that no emperor dared to offend her. Now that he had profited from a disaster, his cultivation had recovered and his physique had changed, but he was only in the true qi realm. Compared to the Flower Moon King who had entered the true spirit realm, the gap was too big. He couldn't even block one move. Taking a deep breath, he looked up and saw that the Flower Moon King was ready to dive down. Yang Hongwu knew that he couldn't avoid it this time. Since he couldn't avoid it, he might as well face it. Yang Hongwu channeled his true qi and rushed out of the water like a cannonball. After rushing out of the water, he saw the figure of the Flower Moon King. At this time, the Flower Moon King was wearing very thin clothes. The Flower Moon King was just surprised at first, but when she saw Yang Hongwu staring at her chest, her face turned red and she was furious. Where did this pervert come from? How dare you break into my Flower Moon Palace to peep? How dare you? As she spoke, Flower Moon King raised her hand and struck out with her palm. The palm was formed by Flower Moon King's true qi. It was so real that the palm lines on the palm could be seen clearly. The huge momentum even tore the air apart. The power of the palm was incomparably strong. It was even stronger than the attack that Yang Tianjiao had used to kill Yu-Ji's doppelganger. Wait, this is a misunderstanding. Let me explain. Yang Hongwu shouted. If he was hit, he would be seriously injured even if he didn't die. She was too powerful. She was like a tigress, no, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Misunderstanding? This is a misunderstanding? Do you think I'm a fool? You damn pervert. If I don't kill you today, I won't be called Flower Moon King. The Flower Moon King shouted. She didn't slow down because of Yang Hongwu's words. Instead, she increased her strength. Yang Hongwu was scared out of his wits. If he couldn't block this attack, he would be smashed into meat paste. An idea flashed through his mind. He channeled his true qi into his body and shouted, 9 Dragon Saint Body, Golden Dragon dominates the world. Yang Hongwu's body shone with golden light. He activated his saint body and a violent aura was released. It formed a golden dragon, bearing its fangs and brandishing its claws. The golden dragon roared and rushed towards the Flower Moon King's palm. In a breath's time, the two collided. With a loud bang, the entire fairy pond collapsed. The violent energy wreaked havoc everywhere. The Flower Moon King was forced back, while Yang Hongwu was in a miserable state. He was heavily smashed into the ground and buried under the rubble. Chapter 7. Back to before the liberation in the rubble, Yang Hongwu felt pain all over his body. He felt like his body was about to be torn apart. Holy sh asterisk t, this is too unlucky. Enduring the pain, he checked his body. But as soon as he did, his face turned pale as if his parents had died. F asterisk ck. I'm lucky to be back to before the liberation after so many years. His chi was exhausted. There was no more chi in his dantian. Even though his meridians were not as badly damaged as before, they were still severely damaged. God knows how long it would take to repair them. His cultivation base was once again reduced to its original state. Without chi and cultivation base, he was only slightly stronger than the average person. More importantly, how could he withstand the wrath of Flower Moon King? The reason why Lin Fan was able to survive under the attack of the Flower Moon King was because the remaining energy of the dragon orb had been stimulated. He had activated the 9 dragons' saint body to block the attack. If it were to happen again, he would definitely be dead. Little pervert, don't play dead. Get up. Flower Moon King waved her sleeves, and a gust of wind blew away the rubble covering Yang Hongwu's body. Thinking about how her virginity was seen by this little pervert, Flower Moon King was furious. Cough, cough, Lord Flower Moon King. I really didn't do it on purpose. Yang Hongwu struggled to get up. Looking at the furious Flower Moon King, he smiled bitterly. If this Flower Moon King was still not going to let him go, he would have to use his final trump card, the Wrath of the Ghost God. You're Yang Hongwu, the little bastard from Yang Tianjiao's family? Little bastard? Yang Hongwu's head turned black. You're a woman, and a grown woman at that. It's not appropriate for you to curse like this. Even though he thought so, he could not refute it. Otherwise, if he angered her further, she might attack him again. Lord Flower Moon King, I'm Yang Hongwu, but I'm no longer the 3rd young master of Heaven's Pride King's residence. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. My body was broken by Yuji, and my immortal body was crippled. I escaped from the Heaven's Pride King's mansion with great difficulty. I just wanted to use your mansion to hide for a while. Little pervert, your mouth is full of nonsense. Hua Wuying's tone was filled with anger. She glared at Yang Hongwu and said, if your immortal body was destroyed, would you be able to withstand my attack? Your current immortal body is much stronger and more domineering than before. Yang Hongwu was also speechless when she called him a little brat and a little pervert. I'm telling the truth, Yang Hongwu said. Do you believe that I can slap you to death? Hua Wuying raised her white and delicate hand up high again. Her genuine chi shone with a beautiful light, as beautiful as a dream. However, this beautiful light contained a terrifying destructive power. Don't. Let me explain. Yang Hongwu immediately shouted. It's like this, my immortal body was originally crippled, but I didn't expect that something at the bottom of the pool would be attracted over. It was a pearl. That pearl contained a boundless amount of energy. That pearl entered my body and reforged my body. What pearl? Hua Wuying lowered her hand. She knew that Yang Hongwu wasn't lying, because when she found this hot spring a long time ago, she had sensed an enormous power at the bottom. This power was very special and vaguely domineering. However, she couldn't find the source of it no matter how many times she tried. In the end, she just left it as it was. It should be a dragon pearl, Yang Hongwu said. Yang Hongwu said, this dragon pearl contains the power essence of 9 true dragons. This power essence transformed my fleshly body and forged my current 9 dragons sacred body. This 9 dragons sacred body is even more tyrannical and powerful than the pure yang immortal body. However, there's also a huge problem. It is not convenient for me to talk about it. Hua Wuying rolled her eyes. She raised her right hand and gently grabbed Yang Hongwu. She exhaled a stream of genuine chi and wrapped it around him. You? What are you doing? Yang Hongwu was shocked by Hua Wuying's genuine chi. This girl actually launched a sneak attack. This time, he didn't even have the chance to dodge. Careless, really too careless. Sure enough, Zhang Wuji's mother said that the more beautiful a woman was, the more untrustworthy she was. This was absolutely true. What a powerful body. The pure yang energy in his body is overbearing, truly overbearing. I can feel the aura of a true dragon. Is this the 9 dragons, saint body? It really lives up to its reputation. No wonder it could block my attack and not die. Hua Wuying put her hand on Yang Hongwu's wrist. She was extremely shocked. Such a physique was unprecedented in the Golden Dragon Dynasty. She wouldn't dare to say that there would be no one like this in the future, but it was definitely unprecedented. Let me go, let me go. Yang Hongwu shouted. Don't you know that men and women shouldn't touch each other? Men and women shouldn't touch each other? You little pervert, you still have the nerve to say that? You came to my bathing pool to peep. What is this? You're lucky that I didn't kill you. Hua Wuying slapped Yang Hongwu's shoulder and injected a stream of genuine qi into his body. Yang Hongwu was in pain, but he was secretly relieved. Flower Moon King's performance meant that his life was saved. What are you screaming for? I'll cut off your tongue if you keep screaming. Looking at Hua Wuying's murderous eyes, Yang Hongwu could only shut up. Even if Hua Wuying's genuine qi was running amok in his body, he had to endure it. People under the eaves had to bow their heads. Senior, just when Yang Hongwu was about to speak, a voice came from outside the door. It was a girl called Shui by Hua Wuying. Master, it's not good. The people from King's Palace are here. Big senior sister, second senior sister, and the others are injured. How dare you? Hua Wuying was infuriated when he heard this. King of Heaven's favorites had gone too far. How dare he come here? Although King of Heaven's favorites was the #1 expert of the Golden Dragon Dynasty, it was still unknown who would be the stronger one if they were to fight. Senior, please wait. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he knew that the King of Heaven's pride was here for no other reason than him. What kind of person was the King of Heaven's pride? Yang Hongwu couldn't be any clearer about his methods. Your bastard father is so hateful. He thinks I'm easy to bully just because I'm a woman. I'm fine with being bullied by a pervert like you. But that old bastard even wants to hurt my disciple. He deserves to die. Hua Wuying was furious when he thought of this. It could be described as a towering rage. Chapter 8. Twin Battle Body. If this genius, Wang Yang, knew that Lin Fan possessed the 9-Dragon Saint body, he would definitely not let Lin Fan go. And if it was really as Yuji said, in order to break through his cultivation base, he cultivated him to refine his immortal body. Because of this, he killed his biological parents and kidnapped him to the King of Heaven's Pride Palace. This was an irreconcilable hatred. How could he not take revenge? Regardless of whether it was true or not, Yang Tianjiao could not fall into the hands of Yang Tianjiao. Now, Flower Moon King was Yang Tianjiao's protective talisman. Right now, Yang Tianjiao did not have any trump card that could defend against a true spirit realm expert. Furthermore, his true Qi realm cultivation was destroyed by Flower Moon King's overbearing palm. Luckily, his 9-Dragon Saint body was strong enough to not be destroyed. Only his injuries were serious. However, if Yang Tianjiao wanted to live, he had to rely on Flower Moon King's thigh. Yes, she was soft and white. Only by relying on her would Yang Tianjiao have a chance. Little pervert, keep your thoughts to yourself. I've eaten more salt than you've eaten rice. Don't think that I don't know what you're thinking. But don't worry, I won't send you out. That bastard dared to injure my disciple. He wants to capture you, but I won't let him do as he wishes. Hua Wuying stared at Yang Hongwu. You stay here obediently. I'll deal with you when I come back. Shui, keep an eye on him. If he does anything bad, kill him immediately. Master, I want to go out with you. Shui pouted and looked at Hua Wuying. What can you possibly do to help? You haven't even broken through to the true Qi realm yet. You'll just be throwing your life away if you go. Keep an eye on him, and don't let him get away. Hua Wuying knocked her on the head, then disappeared in a flash. In the front yard of Flower Moon King Mansion, Yang Tianjiao smashed a house with a palm. Hua Wuying, hand over my son, Yang Hongwu, or I'll tear down your mansion. Yang Tianjiao shouted. Yang Tianjiao, you old bastard. Your son is missing, and you're here to cause trouble? Do you think I'm a pushover? A voice drifted out from the inner courtyard as a pearl hair clip descended from the sky with astonishing speed. It contained a boundless amount of energy as it shot towards Yang Tianjiao like a sharp arrow. Humph! Yang Tianjiao coldly snorted and casually waved his sleeve. A golden qi transformed into a small snake and collided with the pearl hair clip. Boom! With a bang, the pearl hair clip exploded inch by inch and scattered in the air like snowflakes. It was extremely beautiful. Lotus rising bright moon, Hua Wuying shouted. A strong wind blew and her dress fluttered. A bright moon rose behind her, and a huge lotus appeared under her feet. Hua Wuying stood on top of the lotus, her eyes filled with anger. She raised her hands and flowers gathered around her body. Her qi was extremely powerful. Flower Moon King, you're no match for me. Hand over my son, and I'll let you go. Yang Tianjiao stood there, looking at Hua Wuying with narrowed eyes. One of his hands was behind his back, and the other was in the air. True energy swirled in his palm, and the image of a golden dragon appeared behind him. It was incomparably majestic and domineering. We'll only know if I'm your match after we fight. Do you really think that you're invincible just because you're a genius? The pearl hair clip around Hua Wuying condensed into a bigger pearl hair clip. With a swoosh, it tore through the air and shot towards Yang Tianjiao's face. The bricks and stones on the ground were swept up by the terrifying force. The powerful force caused the surrounding houses to shake continuously. Insignificant skill. Although Yang Tianjiao said this, his face was solemn. Although Hua Wuying was a woman, she had been in the true spirit realm for more than 20 years and had reached the peak of the true spirit realm. Her strength was not much weaker than Yang Tianjiao's. She had used all her strength in this attack. Although Yang Tianjiao was powerful, he had to take it seriously. Yang Tianjiao took out his weapon, the dragon head war saber. With the war saber in his hand, Yang Tianjiao's aura changed again. He was like a dominator standing at the top of the world. With a wave of the war saber, a terrifying dragon-shaped qi gushed out. The dragon-shaped qi was filled with destructive qi. It was extremely violent, and everything in its path was turned into dust. Boom! With a loud bang, the pearl hair clip and the dragon-shaped qi collided with each other, causing an intense and dazzling light to erupt. The entire city was enveloped by this enormous light. With Hua Wuying and Yang Tianjiao as the epicenter, the qi spread out in all directions. It was like a stone being thrown into a pond. It formed ripples and swept through every corner. More than half of the Flower Moon Mansion was destroyed by the powerful destructive force. Houses and palaces collapsed as if there was an earthquake. The originally beautiful Flower Moon Mansion was almost turned into a pile of ruins. Hua Wuying's figure emerged from the dust cloud. Her beautiful figure seemed to be in a sorry state. Her white dress was torn, and she was furious. Her eyes were like that of an enraged tigress. She glared at Yang Tianjiao as if she wanted to skin him alive. Yang Tianjiao, how dare you destroy my mansion? Hua Wuying's sharp voice resounded throughout the imperial city. Today, it's either you die or I die. Her aura rose steadily, and her true qi became extremely berserk. The lotus flower under her feet had already exploded, and the moon shadow behind her had turned from its original bright and flawless appearance into a blood-red crescent moon, as if blood was flowing within it. The exploding white lotuses turned into blood lotuses. The blood lotuses clustered around the blood moon high up in the sky, forming another strange phenomenon. Twin battle bodies? Yang Tianjiao was shocked when he saw the transformation of the illusions behind Hua Wuying. Twin combat bodies was a terrifying physique that was not weaker than the 10 great immortal physiques. Among the physiques, twin combat bodies were even stranger and more mysterious. Once this physique was fully activated, the speed of cultivation and the explosive combat strength would not be as simple as 1 + 1. It would be 10 times, 100 times, or even 1,000 times stronger than a single combat body. How abnormal was that? The twin battle bodies were divided into 3 stages. The first stage was to activate the first battle body. The second stage was to activate the twin battle bodies. The third stage was the most terrifying and powerful. It was the fusion of the battle bodies. After the fusion, the twin battle bodies would be the ultimate battle body. Chapter 9. Showdown of Battle Constitutions. Hua Wuying's personality seemed to be affected by his battle constitution. His eyes were filled with ferocity and violence as he stared at Yang Tianjiao. The vision behind him seemed to be solidifying. Damn it, Yang Tianjiao knew that he was in big trouble. It wouldn't be easy to defeat Hua Wuying in his current state. If it was before, Yang Tianjiao would have had absolute confidence. But now it was impossible. Hua Wuying was more than twice as strong as before. The vision of the blood lotus demonic moon was especially terrifying. Hua Wuying's twin battle constitutions were much stronger than Yang Tianjiao's golden flood dragon battle body. However, the reason why Yang Tianjiao was so strong was that he had already cultivated the golden flood dragon battle body to the extreme. There were signs of him breaking through to the golden dragon battle body. However, it wasn't easy to transform the golden flood dragon into a real dragon. That was why Yang Tianjiao had cruelly killed Yang Hongwu's parents and kidnapped Yang Hongwu to Tianjiao Wang residence. He wanted to seize Yang Hongwu's innate pure Yang body and transform his golden flood dragon battle body into a real dragon. Once he crossed the threshold, there would be earth-shattering changes. His strength would break through the shackles of the true spirit realm and enter the legendary Purple Mansion realm. This was his only chance, Therefore, when he found out that Yang Hongwu's innate pure Yang physique had been destroyed and his cultivation base was crippled, he was furious. He wanted nothing more than to beat his two sons, Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzhu, to death. However, Yang Tianjiao was an ambitious and ruthless character. He could endure what ordinary people couldn't. He knew that even if he killed Yang Hongtian and Yang Hongzhu, it wouldn't change anything. After all, they were his own flesh and blood. More importantly, if Yang Hongwu's innate pure Yang body was destroyed, there was still one more thing he could do. That was to use the fire python body and barbarian bear body. Although these two battle constitutions weren't as good as the innate pure Yang body, they were still very good. It would take a lot more time and the success rate would decrease, but there was still a chance for him to break through. In order to break through to the Purple Mansion realm, for the Golden Dragon battle body, he could sacrifice everything, even his own flesh and blood. If not for the fact that he wanted to confirm whether Yang Hongwu's pure Yang body had really been destroyed, Yang Tianjiao would not have wanted to offend Hua Wuying at this critical moment. After all, Hua Wuying was very powerful. Just like him, he was one of the three martial kings of the Golden Dragon dynasty. Blood Lotus Demonic Moon Slash. Hua Wuying slowly opened his hands, and a blood-red scimitar appeared in his hands. It looked like a blood moon with blood-red lotuses on top of it. It looked extremely demonic. As soon as he finished speaking, Hua Wuying sped up all of a sudden. He slashed his scimitar at Yang Tianjiao, and another vision appeared. A blood moon shone in the sky, and blood lotuses bloomed one after another. Under such great pressure, the air seemed to have frozen. Yang Tianjiao didn't want to be outdone. Facing Hua Wuiying's powerful battle body, his eyes flashed with intense battle intent. Yang Tianjiao was a proud person. Although his golden Jiao body wasn't as good as Hua Wuiying's twin battle bodies, his combat strength was definitely very strong. How could the strongest person in the Golden Dragon dynasty be so simple? Hua Wuiying, you're really stubborn. Very well. I'll let you see how strong I am as the strongest person in the Golden Dragon dynasty. You're so weak in front of me. Even if you have twin battle bodies, you won't be able to withstand a single blow from me. Yang Tianjiao's golden Jiao battle body also erupted. His aura kept rising. The golden Jiao shadow behind him slowly condensed into a 100-meter-long golden Jiao dragon. It hovered in the air and roared at the Blood Lotus demonic moon slash, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. In a breath's time, the golden Jiao dragon pounced on the Blood Lotus demonic moon slash. Its ferocious head, sharp teeth, and razor-like claws slashed the Blood Lotus demonic moon slash crazily. The blood-red lotuses shot out petals and hit the golden Jiao dragon's huge body, creating bloody holes. The demonic moon shot out beams of blood-red light that pierced through the Jiao dragon's body. Yang Tianjiao's golden dragon battle blade also slashed down. A terrifying blade light slashed towards Hua Wuiying. Hua Wuiying pulled out a hairpin from his hair with his right hand and threw it into the air. It turned into a lotus flower that was as beautiful as blood. The blood-red lotus flower opened up, protecting Hua Wuiying in the middle. Then, a red light shot out from the lotus flower. It was the stamen of a lotus flower. It shot out extremely fast, like a meteor with a red tail in the sky. Boom! Another loud sound was heard. Under the impact of the two enormous forces, a violent explosion occurred. This time, the explosion was even more terrifying and powerful than the previous one. The majestic force raised the entire Flower Moon Mansion to the ground. Hua Wuying was sent flying by the powerful shockwave. He slammed into a towering tree and broke it. Hua Wuying rolled on the ground, spitting out a mouthful of blood. His face was pale. Yang Tianjiao took a few steps back. There was blood at the corner of his mouth, but his eyes were bright. His clothes were a little messy. He was also injured, but compared to Hua Wuying, his injuries were much lighter. Yang Tianjiao walked towards Hua Wuying. Seeing this, Hua Wuying's disciples were shocked. They rushed out and pounced towards Yang Tianjiao. With a wave of his hand, Yang Tianjiao sent them flying one by one. He continued to walk towards Hua Wuying. He did not even look at Hua Wuying's disciples. At this moment, a figure appeared between the two of them. This person was wearing a gray robe with rags and patches. His clothes were old but clean. His hair was white, and there was a wooden hairpin in it. His face was rosy, and his eyes were black and bright. He looked like an old immortal. This person was the oldest martial king in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, White Dragon King. White Dragon King was a prince of the Golden Dragon Dynasty. He had the blood of the royal family. No one had seen White Dragon King fight before, so no one knew how strong he was. King Tianjiao, give me some face and stop. White Dragon King looked at Yang Tianjiao and said calmly, White Dragon King, I can give you some face. However, Flower Moon King has to hand over my son, Yang Hongwu. Yang Tianjiao said, Yang Tianjiao, you can't take care of your son. You hurt my disciples and destroy my mansion. You're going too far. Hua Wuying looked at Yang Tianjiao with madness in her eyes. Her aura was burning. Flower Moon King, don't be angry. Seeing Hua Wuying like this, White Dragon King was shocked and quickly stopped her. If Hua Wuying forcefully increased her strength, she might not be able to defeat Yang Tianjiao. Instead, she might be beaten to death by Yang Tianjiao. There were 3 true spirit realm martial kings in the Golden Dragon Dynasty. They were all highly respected. Losing one of them would be a great blow to the Golden Dragon Dynasty. The empires near the Golden Dragon Dynasty had been eyeing the Golden Dragon Dynasty for a long time. They did not dare to take action because there were 3 true spirit realm martial kings in the Golden Dragon Dynasty. Losing one of them meant losing their deterrence to the other empires. The consequences would be unimaginable. Therefore, even though White Dragon King was unhappy with Yang Tianjiao, he did not want to kill him. King of Geniuses, I'm very sorry about your son, but the Flower Moon Palace has been destroyed and I haven't seen your son. He's probably not here. Therefore, King of Geniuses, please don't make things difficult for the Flower Moon Palace, said King White Dragon. Yang Tianjiao saw that although White Dragon King's tone was gentle, there was a hint of warning in his eyes. Now that he was injured, if he really fought with White Dragon King, the outcome would be uncertain. White Dragon King hid his strength too well. He might have some powerful trump cards. Yang Tianjiao could only choose to give in. All right, I will not make things difficult for the Flower Moon Mansion today. However, if I find out that it was Flower Moon King who kidnapped or harmed my son, I will kill everyone in the Flower Moon Mansion. I, Yang Tianjiao, am a man of my words. Yang Tianjiao did not hide his killing intent. He waved his sleeves and left. Damn it, Yang Tianjiao is a bastard. One day I will kill him. Although Hua Wuying was furious, there was nothing he could do. There was still a big gap between his strength and Yang Tianjiao's. Although he knew that Yang Tianjiao was stronger than him, he did not think that Yang Tianjiao was that strong. White Dragon King, who was standing at the side, did not look good. Yang Tianjiao did not give him any face. He did not even give the imperial family any face. He did not even put the imperial family and the emperor in his eyes. Extremely arrogant, extremely arrogant. Your Highness, that Yang Tianjiao is too arrogant. He doesn't put your Highness and the royal family in his eyes at all. If this continues, I'm afraid he'll rebel sooner or later. Why don't your Highness take this opportunity to kill Yang Tianjiao? Whispered a guard beside the White Dragon King. Chapter 10. Yin and Yang turn, fire and water lotus in the fairy pond. Yang Hongwu was being watched by Hua Wuying's disciple, Zhao Muxue. Whenever he moved, Zhao Muxue would pull out her long sword and point it at his forehead. This made Yang Hongwu extremely depressed. You better behave yourself. Master said that you're a big bad guy. Sit tight and don't move, or I will really kill you. My sword is very sharp. I say. Before Yang Hongwu could finish his sentence, he felt the ground shake. The whole house shook as a terrifying force rushed in. It was as if there was an earthquake. Not good. The force of Master and that bad guy spread here. At this moment, Zhao Mushue's face changed. This was the force of a true spirit realm expert. How could this house withstand it? Seeing that it was about to collapse, Zhao Muxue grabbed Yang Hongwu's arm and slammed it on the wall. A stone door appeared. The stone door slowly moved, and Zhao Muxue flashed in. Boom! With a loud bang, the house collapsed. A terrifying force poured in like a torrential flood. Yang Hongwu was at the back, and the powerful force instantly hit him from behind. Feeling this powerful force, Yang Hongwu showed a trace of despair. He did not expect that he would be killed by the aftermath of a battle between two true spirit realm experts. At this moment, two new forces were born in Yang Hongwu's Dantian. These two forces were completely different. One was Yin and the other Yang. They were like two fish, constantly rotating and entangling together. Then, these two forces exploded and formed a huge lotus around him, blocking the terrifying force outside. Yin and Yang turn, fire and water lotus. Yang Hongwu only felt a burst of clarity in his mind and entered a state of calmness. His cultivation was completely restored to True Qi Realm Level 1. The surging True Qi within his body gave Yang Hongwu the urge to roar out loud. However, he held himself back. What a joke if he roared out loud. Yang Tianjiao would definitely hear it. If that happened, Yang Tianjiao would definitely not give up. Although he had recovered his strength, cultivated the first revolution of the 9 revolutions yin-yang art, and cultivated the water flame lotus, he was still far from being able to compare to Yang Tianjiao. When he came back to his senses, he felt a soft body in his arms. Yang Hongwu remembered that at the moment of the explosion, he was holding Zhao Muxue in his arms. This girl, although her appearance was not as good as Yuji and Flower Moon King, she was still a rare woman. If he could take her into his palace, it would be good. Yang Hongwu shook his head. When did he become so perverted? In his previous life, he was not a perverted person. Could it be that he was influenced by the Dragon Ball? Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu couldn't help but smile bitterly. Dragons were extremely powerful and were the overlords of thousands of creatures. The only bad thing about them was that they were too perverted. Dragons were inherently perverted. This saying passed down from ancient times seemed to be true, and it began to be verified by him. Perhaps this was also a helpless situation? Thinking of his current battle body, the 9-dragon saint body, if not for the pure immortal body, he would definitely explode and die. In the future, he would probably not be able to get rid of the identity of a pervert. Furthermore, his clothes had been destroyed by the explosion, and he was practically naked. Pervert, let go of me. Zhao Muxue woke up and found herself in Yang Hongwu's arms. His hands were still on her pair of treasures. She immediately screamed and slapped him. Yang Hongwu was scared to death. He couldn't care less. He covered her mouth and said, "Don't be noisy. I didn't do it on purpose." If Yang Hongwu heard this, he would be in big trouble. He might come back. Previously, Hua Wuying was sent flying. She was obviously not a match for Yang Tianjiao. He didn't know what was going on now. Zhao Muxue was restrained by Yang Hongwu. Her mouth was also covered. She couldn't struggle. She could only stare at him as if she hated him. That look, it was as if she wanted to eat him alive. This stalemate lasted for a full quarter of an hour before a voice came from outside. "Schwer, are you all right? Come out. That bastard has already left. Bring that little bastard out. This is all his fault. I'm going to teach him a lesson." When Yang Hongwu heard this, his face darkened. Just as he was about to go out, the sealed stone door opened. Hua Wuying and her disciples appeared before him. When Hua Wuying saw Yang Hongwu restraining her disciple, her anger didn't dissipate. This ignited the hatred in her heart. Seeing that it was about to explode, Yang Hongwu quickly shouted, "Senior, don't do it. Let go of Shui." Yes, yes, yes. Yang Hongwu quickly let go of Zhao Muxue. On the other side, after Zhao Muxue was released from her shackles, she viciously stepped on Yang Hongwu's toes. Yang Hongwu was in excruciating pain. This girl was too vicious. She sneaked up on him and stepped on him. She even used all her strength. Yang Hongwu felt that his foot might be fractured. The girls around Hua Wuying burst into laughter. Yang Hongwu's appearance of holding his leg and crying out in pain was too funny. When Hua Wuying saw that Zhao Muxue was fine, the anger in her heart subsided a little. She said to Yang Hongwu coldly, "Go and change your clothes. I have something to tell you." This kid's cultivation recovered so quickly, and he even improved. Hua Wuying was shocked. The Nine-Dragon Saint body was indeed worthy of its reputation. Not long ago, he was hit by her, and his genuine qi was scattered. The injury wasn't light, and it wasn't easy to recover. She thought that it would take at least 10 days to half a month to recover. She didn't expect that he would recover in such a short time. The recovery ability of the body was really abnormal. After leaving the stone room, Hua Wuying looked at the almost ruined Flower Moon Mansion. Her hatred for Yang Tianjiao increased a little. However, Hua Wuying wasn't stupid. She knew that she wasn't a match for Yang Tianjiao. She would die if she fought with him. One of the important reasons why she dared to fight with Yang Tianjiao was because she knew that the White Dragon King wouldn't stand by. Of course, Hua Wuying also had a trump card. If he really wanted to fight to the death, he might not lose. However, if he lost, he could escape, but his disciples would be in trouble. They would not have a good ending. In Hua Wuying's eyes, they were like his own daughters. How could he abandon them? Chapter 11. Transaction things seemed to have gotten a little troublesome. Hua Wuying's Flower Moon Mansion had been destroyed beyond recognition. This woman must be blaming everything on Yi Shiwen. Yi Shiwen reckoned that Yi Shiwen would not have a good ending. Yang Hongwu walked out anxiously. "Look, this is your bastard father's masterpiece. This debt will be on your head." Hua Wuying looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "What are you going to do?" Yang Hongwu didn't know what to say. Anyway, this woman wouldn't let him go. He could only think of a way to sneak away. "Senior, I'll do as you say," Yang Hongwu said fearlessly. "What do you mean by that?" "Master, I think we should just kill this little bastard." Hua Wuying's disciples were infuriated when they heard Yang Hongwu's words and glared at Yang Hongwu. "That's too easy for him," Zhao Muxue said. "Why don't we destroy his cultivation and make him a slave of Flower Moon Mansion? Make him clean the toilets and empty the chamber pots every day." "That's a good idea. Then you might as well kill me." Yang Hongwu closed his eyes and said. She poured the chamber pot and cleaned the latrines. This woman was too vicious. A woman's heart was the most vicious. It was indeed a famous saying. Since he came to this world, he had only met a few women. Each and every one of them was incomparably ferocious and vicious. "All right, stop joking." Hua Wuying waved his hand and said, "Go and make the arrangements. We can't stay here anymore. I'll talk to this kid." "Yes, master." Zhao Muxue and the other girls left, leaving only Yang Hongwu and Hua Wuying. "Don't worry, I won't kill you. It'll be too easy for you if I kill you like this." Hua Wuying had taken a fancy to Yang Hongwu. It was impossible for him not to hate Yang Hongwu. If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu, Hua Wuying wouldn't have gone against Yang Tianjiao, and the Flower Moon Palace wouldn't have fallen into such a situation. "Tell me, what price do you want me to pay?" Yang Hongwu asked. "I want you to represent Flower Moon Mansion in the Battle of the Dragon Lake. You have to win first place in this year's Battle of the Dragon Lake," Hua Wuying said. "Aren't you sending me to my death?" Yang Hongwu said. What kind of joke was this? It was not a good thing for him to represent the Flower Moon Palace. His identity would be exposed, and he had no confidence to fight against Yang Hongwu. Although he could now fight against a true spirit realm expert and practice the 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art, the gap between them was too big. His cultivation was too weak, and he was far from being a match for a true spirit realm expert. "Of course not. I'll give you something that even your closest relatives won't be able to discover your true identity," unless their strength exceeds the true spirit realm. Hua Wuing said, after you win first place in the dragon pool, I need you to go to the dragon pool and get something. Go to the dragon pool to get something? Yang Hongwu frowned. What was there in the dragon pool that was worth her attention? Moreover, with her cultivation, it was not difficult for her to go to the dragon pool to get something. As one of the 3 martial kings of the Golden Dragon dynasty, it was easy for her to enter the dragon pool. Can't you go and get it yourself? No, the dragon pool is not as simple as you think. There is a strong force in the dragon pool. Once your strength reaches the true spirit realm, you will be rejected. There is also an age limit. Don't you know this? Hua Wuing looked at Yang Hanwu. Moreover, you have no other choice. You have no way to leave the imperial city. Now that the imperial city is heavily guarded, Yang Tianjiao will not give up until he finds you. Your only way out is to cooperate with me. Yang Hongwu knew that Hua Wuing was right. It was almost impossible for him to leave the imperial city now. Moreover, Hua Wuing would not let him go after paying such a high price. Seeing that Yang Hongwu did not speak, Hua Wuing added, if you don't agree, I will not make things difficult for you. You just need to hand over the thing you got from the fairy pool. It was not difficult to divide. How could it not be difficult to divide? The Dragon Ball had been refined by him and had completely merged with his body. How could he return it? Moreover, even if he could return it, he would not do it. Without the power of the Dragon Ball, wouldn't he become a useless person again? Who would be willing to do that? Okay, I can agree to represent the Flower Moon Mansion in the Battle of the Dragon Pool and help you get what you want. Although he was unwilling, he had no choice. He had to lower his head. Yang Hongwu looked at Hua Wuing. Looking at her expression, he knew that there was more to it. Therefore, he said, what else do you want? Tell me all at once. My condition is simple. You have to do 3 things for me in the future. Hua Wuing knew that Yang Hongwu had a bright future. 3 conditions would be of great help to the future of the Flower Moon Mansion. Of course, if you are willing to join the Flower Moon Mansion and take me as your master, you don't have to do any of these conditions. Take a woman as his master. A woman like a snake. This master seemed to be a trap. If he really took her as his master, wouldn't his future be dark? Yang Hongwu immediately shook his head and said, forget about taking me as your master. I'm not worthy of it. You little rascal, with your aptitude, I am indeed not worthy of being your master. That's why I didn't raise this condition from the start. Your potential is enormous, and you'll be able to reach my level in a few years, or even surpass me. That's why I asked you to agree to these 3 conditions of mine. You owe me 3 favors. Hua Wuing was an extremely beautiful and intelligent woman. With Yang Hongwu's potential, as long as he didn't fall, he would definitely achieve great things. Moreover, the Golden Dragon dynasty was too small for him. All right, I agree. However, I am curious. What is it that you want me to get from the Dragon Pool? Even if Hua Wuing didn't mention it, Yang Hongwu would find a way to participate in the battle of the Dragon Pool. The Dragon Pool contained a vast amount of energy. This energy could be used to strengthen the muscles and cleanse the marrow. It could also increase one's cultivation. Yang Hongwu lacked energy the most. If he could absorb and refine the energy from the Battle of the Dragon Pool, he would be able to increase his cultivation by several levels. It was even possible for him to break through to the true Qi realm. In addition, there was another reason that he was curious about. Yang Hongwu vaguely remembered that Yang Tianjiao had also told him that he had to take first place in the Dragon Pool battle and obtain something from the Dragon Pool. What was it that both Hua Wuing and Yang Tianjiao wanted so much? It was definitely not an ordinary item. Chapter 12. The 9 Dragons' Sacred Body. Purple Dragon Gold? Yang Hongwu knew about it, as he had read about it in ancient books. It was a legendary item that could help a cultivator to break through to the Violet Palace realm. However, no one had ever heard of it in 1,000 years. That's right, it's the Purple Dragon Gold, which is formed from the blood of a godly dragon. You've obtained the dragon orb and refined its essence, allowing you to achieve the 9 dragons' sacred body. Unfortunately, your cultivation is too weak, or else your blood would have the same effect. Hua Wuing said, of course, With the help of the purple sun grass in your blood, you should be able to refine a violet palace golden core, which would have a better effect than the purple dragon gold. Hua Wuying's words gave Yang Hongwu a great shock. Using my blood to refine a violet palace golden core, doesn't that mean I'll become Tang Sanzang's flesh? Countless demons and monsters would want to kill me. Tang Sanzang has Sun Wukong's protection, but I don't. However, you don't have to worry about it. It's not easy to refine a violet palace golden core. Not to mention the purple sungrass. Even the recipe for the violet palace golden core has been lost for thousands of years. This is also the reason why the Golden Dragon Dynasty has never produced a Violet Palace Realm expert, and the number of Violet Palace Realm experts in the entire ancient Desolation continent could be counted with one's fingers. That's great. Yang Hongwu let out a sigh of relief. However, if the fact that you have the 9-dragon sacred body was made known to the public, countless people would want to kill you. A few thousand years ago, the 9-dragon sacred body was considered a forbidden body. Hua Wuying continued. The senior who possessed the 9-dragon sacred body went on a killing spree, turning the entire continent upside down. The successors of the top 7 sects and the 4 sacred areas were all killed by him. And even the sacred leader of the Qinglong sacred area was refined by him. So cruel? What's the senior's name? Yang Hongwu could feel his blood boiling after hearing this. The top 7 sects and the 4 sacred areas. What kind of existences were they? The sacred leader of the Qinglong sacred area was one of the strongest experts in the continent, but he was refined by him alive. How powerful was that person? A peerless power, a peerless power. Demonic dragon. Demonic dragon? I've never heard of it. Of course you haven't heard of it. When you're strong enough and step into the true spirit realm, you'll be qualified. Hua Wuying said, therefore, you must not expose your 9 dragons' sacred body. Otherwise, you will become the enemy of the entire world. Of course, I'm not that stupid. Yang Hongwu said so, but he was muttering in his heart. Is it so mysterious? However, no matter what, these things couldn't be exposed when he didn't have the strength. Otherwise, if he attracted the jealousy of others, it would be terrible. His previous innate pure yang body was a good example. Hua Wuying wouldn't tell anyone, would he? If she wanted to tell anyone, she wouldn't have told him this. They left the original Flower Moon Mansion and came to another place. This was Hua Wuying's real cultivation place. The spiritual qi here was comparable to that of the fairy pool. The whole place was surrounded by a formation, a small spirit gathering formation. This kind of formation also existed in the residence of the King of Geniuses, so Yang Hongwu was naturally very familiar with it. Come, Shuai, come here, Hua Wuying said to her disciples. Hua Wuying had a total of 5 disciples: Lin Ruyu, Lin Rushuang, Zhao Muxue, Hua Qianyun, and Lu Curson. Lin Ruyu was the eldest senior sister and was the strongest. Lu Curson was the youngest junior sister and was ranked 3rd. Zhao Muxue was ranked 3rd, but she was the weakest but had the best potential. Master, Yang Hongwu, come here. Yang Hongwu walked to Hua Wuying's side unwillingly. Master, why did you call him here? Zhao Muxue didn't like Yang Hongwu at all. Her treasures were taken away by this bastard. If it wasn't for her master, she would have cut him into pieces. Get along well with him in the future. He is also considered a member of the Flower Moon Mansion. Moreover, he will represent the Flower Moon Mansion in the Battle of Dragon Lake a month later. Hua Wuying said, no, I don't agree. Master, how can you let this pervert become a disciple of the Flower Moon Mansion and let him participate in the Battle of Dragon Lake? Zhao Muxue immediately screamed, Master, this isn't appropriate. He is the 3rd prince of the King's Mansion. Lin Ryu nodded and said. Lu Curson, who was the youngest, spoke up for Yang Hongwu. Since Master has made such a decision, there must be a reason. Curson is right. Hua Wuying looked at his 5 disciples and said, my strength has reached a bottleneck, and it will be difficult for me to break through. Moreover, Yang Tianjiao is watching me closely. If I'm not wrong, the King of Sky Pride was still holding back when he fought with me that day. That was not his true strength. If it wasn't for the White Dragon King, Yang Tianjiao would have killed me at all costs. Therefore, I need to quickly increase my cultivation and break through to the Purple Mansion realm. Hua Wuying had activated the twin battle bodies, and his strength had reached the peak of the true spirit realm. Even so, there was still a huge gap between him and Yang Tianjiao. The opportunity for me to break through lies in the Dragon Lake. Only the champion of the Battle of Dragon Lake is qualified to obtain it. Hua Wuying said, although your strength is not bad, it is not enough for you to enter the depths of the Dragon Lake and obtain it for me. Only Yang Hongwu can do it. Master, I can do it. I feel that I am about to break through. In a few more days, I will be able to break through to the later stage of the True Qi realm. Lin Ruyu said, once I break through to the later stage of the True Qi realm, I have a great chance of winning the Battle of Dragon Lake. The Battle of Dragon Lake this time is far from simple. In fact, the Golden Dragon Dynasty does not only have us 3 martial kings. In fact, there are also some hidden big families. These big families are powerful and have abundant resources. They're even richer than us 3 martial kings. Because of the Sky Dragon sect, the disciples of these hidden big families will also participate in this Battle of Dragon Lake. Therefore, this Battle of Dragon Lake will be the fiercest competition, Hua Wuying said. It will be even more difficult to obtain the first place. There may even be a Qi realm cultivator. Then can that little pervert do it? Zhao Mushua said angrily, staring at Yang Hongwu. He has just broken through to the true Qi realm. He is still far from the Qi realm. Chapter 13. Rainstorm Swordsmanship. He's going to beat us 5? Master, you must be joking. I know that his pure young immortal body is very strong, but no matter how strong it is, he is only at the first level of the Zhenqi realm. I don't need the help of my junior sisters. I can beat him down by myself. Lin Ruyu said angrily. I don't think that's necessary. How about this? I don't have to participate in the Battle of Dragon Lake. Yang Hongwu said hypocritically. Come out, come out. Lin Ruyu was furious. This guy did not put her and the others in his eyes at all. His words were full of disdain and provocation. It was ridiculous. As the great disciple of the Flower Moon Palace, Lin Ruyu had never been looked down upon like this before. Everyone was respectful towards her. I would like to see if your pure young body is as powerful as the rumors say, Lin Ruyu said, grabbing a long sword in her hand. She threw the scabbard away, and the sword light shone. Yang Hongwu was shocked. This girl has a fiery temper. Ruyu, she's like a storm. It's amazing. Yang Hongwu hurriedly dodged and retreated. Are you a man? Do you only know how to dodge? That's right, Yang Hongwu. Are you still a man? Shameful. If I were you, I'd go and die. Don't make a fool of yourself. That's right. Zhao Mushue and the other girls also joined in. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was forced into a corner, they became more enthusiastic. Stop messing around, or I'll really fight back. Lin Ruyu's strength is really strong. If I didn't improve my strength, I wouldn't be able to deal with her. Moreover, Lin Ruyu hasn't used her full strength yet. She hasn't shown her swordsmanship yet. As Hua Wuying's eldest disciple, she was best at swordsmanship. Moreover, she had a special physique, the torrential rain battle body. This kind of battle body was the most powerful, especially when there was rain. Coupled with the rainstorm sword technique that she had cultivated, it was as if she was facing a violent storm. Her attacks were endless and unstoppable. It was very powerful. Although Lin Ruyu's strength is only at the mid-stage True Qi realm, she can fight against someone at the late-stage True Qi realm or even stronger. Rip. Yang Hongwu couldn't dodge it in time. His sleeves were torn. Again? I'm not going to hold back. Yang Hongwu, don't hold back anymore. Let them know what's good for them. I've spoiled them way too much in the past. If this goes on, it won't be good for their future development. Hua Wuying said. Lin Ruyu felt even worse after hearing her master's words. She had always thought that she was the most outstanding one. She had never thought that her master would have such an opinion. She had to prove that she was not wrong, that she was the most outstanding one. Rumble. Thunder rumbled in the sky, and dark clouds appeared one after another. It actually started to rain. Yang Hongwu knew that it's because Lin Ruyu has activated her battle physique, the rainstorm battle physique. With the rainstorm battle physique activated, the surrounding rainwater gathered and formed a rain cloud. It started to rain. The rain was getting heavier and heavier, and the wind was getting stronger and stronger. Lin Ruyu's figure blended into the environment and the rain. Only a vague shadow could be seen. Eldest senior sister's rainstorm battle physique has reached such a level. That's amazing. Not bad. Just one more step, and her rainstorm battle physique will become the rainstorm battle physique. If she can attract the heavenly thunder and cultivate the power of thunder and lightning, no one in the younger generation will be her opponent. She might even be on par with Yuji. Whoosh! Drops of rainwater turned into hidden weapons. They were like sharp stones, shooting toward Yang Hongwu. Damn, flicking divine sense? Yang Hongwu couldn't dodge this time. 2 lotuses flashed in his eyes. He raised his hand slightly. A red fire lotus appeared in his right hand, and a blue water lotus appeared in his left hand. The 2 lotuses merged slowly and formed a shield, covering Yang Hongwu. The stones turned into rainwater couldn't penetrate the shield at all. Now it's interesting. Lin Ryu didn't look surprised to see her attack blocked so easily. Instead, she was full of excitement. Her fighting spirit was overflowing, and her momentum was getting more and more terrifying. Rainstorm sword technique, rainstorm overturning city. As soon as she finished speaking, the long sword in Lin Ruyu's hand flew up and spun continuously. It merged with the rainwater and turned into countless swords together with the rainwater. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Those treasured swords turned into a rain of swords, piercing towards Yang Hongwu. It looked extremely terrifying, causing one's scalp to go numb. Ah! The youngest Lu Kursen covered her eyes in fear. She didn't want to see Yang Hongwu's miserable appearance. Fire and water lotus explode. Yang Hongwu shouted, and the lotus protecting his body exploded. The powerful force shattered the countless swords. Lin Ryu was also hit by this powerful force, and her whole body was sent flying. Lin Rushuang caught her, but she was still knocked back dozens of steps by the force before she managed to stop. It was clear how powerful the attack was. Lin Ryu spat out a mouthful of blood. She looked at Yang Hongwu with dissatisfaction. She didn't expect her strength to be so weak. Even a rainstorm battle body that she was most proud of and the rainstorm sword technique wasn't a match for this guy. Ah, senior sister, are you okay? Bad guy, you're bad guy. You hurt senior sister. Lu Kursen glared at Yang Hongwu and scolded him. She looked very cute. She was a girl. She was a girl. Let's go together and avenge senior sister. Yes, let's go together. Again? I didn't do it on purpose. I said I wouldn't fight with you. What if I hurt you again? Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. If these girls were to attack him together, he would be in big trouble. Although he did not use his combat body, he had already used his strongest move, which was the water-fire lotus that he had cultivated when he broke through the first revolution of the 9 revolution Yin-Yang harmony art. This move could be used to attack and defend, and was extremely powerful. When the entire Flower Moon Mansion was affected by the battle between Hua Wuying and Yang Tianjiao, they only suffered minor injuries because of this move. Chapter 14. Peony Flower Body, Delicate and Moving Peony Flower Body, Activate. A delicate shadow of a peony flower rose behind Zhao Muxue. Zhao Muxue, who was already very beautiful, looked even more delicate and moving under the shadow of the peony flower. Frost Battle Body, Activate. Lin Rushuang also shouted, exuding a cold aura all over her body. Frost appeared under her feet, and there were traces of white frost on her head and hair. The long sword in her hand exuded a chilling aura. Hua Qinyun didn't say anything, but her whole body became faintly discernible, as if she was looking at a flower in a fog. Her battle constitution was the Cloud Body, which was very powerful and could easily blind the enemy's eyes. This kind of Cloud Body could combine with Lin Ruyu's battle constitution to display an even more astonishing combat strength. The youngest was Lu Kursen. This little girl had a clear and sweet voice and always liked to talk nonstop. She was the most adorable, and Yang Hongwu quite liked this little girl. The little girl's battle body was the Jingwei bird body, which was rumored to be the Jingwei bird after the death of Emperor Yan's youngest daughter. The shadow behind the little girl Lu Kursen was a Jingwei bird. However, this Jingwei bird did not have any fighting power. In fact, Yang Hongwu, who had obtained the inheritance of the Dragon Ball, knew that the Jingwei battle body was very powerful. It had the ability to move mountains and fill seas. However, with the little girl Lu Kursen's character, it was too difficult to truly activate this Jingwei battle body perfectly. Now, the little girl's battle body could also play an auxiliary role in battle, and the effect was very amazing. Not only could it interfere with the enemy's mind power, but it could also restore the physical strength and mind power of allies. This was simply a living nanny in the game. Lin Ruyu ignored her injuries and activated her battle body again. The mist was hazy, the peony was delicate, and the frost was blooming. The Jingwei bird's voice was clear and crisp. The 5 girls surrounded Yang Hongwu, and they cooperated well, closing in on him step by step. Yang Hongwu looked at the 5 women like this, and his face became dignified. Among the 5 women, if it was a one-on-one fight, none of them would be his opponent. But now, the 5 women joined forces to complement each other, and they could advance and retreat freely. Their strength was far from as simple as 1+1. It could be seen that these 5 women often practiced the combined attack technique together. Although this combined attack technique had not reached perfection, its power was already very shocking. Even an expert of the Orochi realm might not be able to defeat the combined might of these 5 women. I admit defeat, okay? Yang Hongwu retreated step by step, but the 5 women closed in step by step. No way. You hurt eldest senior sister. We have to take revenge. We have to beat you up until you can't get out of bed for at least 10 days. I want a spanking. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, the little girl cried out in joy. Locked in a small black room, tiger stool, chilly water, none of them can be missing. Be careful, we're going to attack. As soon as Lin Riyu's voice fell, the women launched their attacks. Zhao Muxue was the first to move. She waved her long sleeves, and countless peony petals scattered. The fragrance was intoxicating, and the petals fluttered in the air, as if a fairy was scattering flowers, extremely beautiful. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Drops of dew were mixed in the petals, and these drops were like steel, turning into extremely sharp hidden weapons, piercing out. This was Lin Riyu's rainstorm swordsmanship. Before Yang Hongwu could react, the petals were covered by frost and began to spin. The frost petals were extremely sharp, and they were constantly spinning, attacking Yang Hongwu. There were Jingwei birds chirping in the distance, constantly disturbing Yang Hongwu, making him uneasy and unable to concentrate. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Rip, rip. Yang Hongwu's clothes were torn, and there were countless wounds on his body, and blood burst out from his skin. The pain from the wounds and the stimulation from the frost made Yang Hongwu sober up a little. The joint attack of the women was really powerful, incomparably powerful. If it wasn't for his strong physique and the first revolution of the 9 transformation Yin-Yang Harmony art that activated a part of the 9 Dragon Saint body, he wouldn't be able to resist at all. 9 transformation Yin-Yang Harmony art, Yin-Yang Harmony art, Water Flame Lotus, protect my body. Ding ding dang dang. The attacks of the women were all blocked outside of the Water Flame Lotus. Every attack made Yang Hongwu bear a great impact. The attacks were too frequent, and although the Water Flame Lotus was strong, it couldn't withstand the attacks. I have to think of a way. If this continues, I won't be able to fight back. Once the Water Flame Lotus is broken, I won't be able to fight back. Yang Hongwu's mind was full of thoughts. Although losing wouldn't be a big deal, Yang Hongwu didn't want to be taught a lesson by these women. These women, especially Zhao Muxue, hated him to the bone. If he fell into her hands, he would definitely suffer a fate worse than death. No matter what, this was related to a man's dignity. He was already miserable enough to crawl into the dog's hole. If he was taught a lesson by Zhao Muxue, he would definitely suffer more miserable torture. Golden Dragon Saber Art? In the Tianjiao Wang mansion, Yang Hongwu was most familiar with the Golden Dragon Saber Art. The The golden dragon saber art was Yang Tianjiao's secret art. As the most favored person of Yang Tianjiao, he naturally knew this saber art. Moreover, Yang Hongwu practiced it very seriously. Although he didn't achieve great success, he still had some achievements. However, the golden dragon saber art needed to be combined with the golden Jiao battle body or the golden dragon body to activate the golden dragon vision. Only then could the golden dragon vision be unleashed. He didn't have the golden Jiao battle body or the golden dragon body. How could he unleash the golden dragon vision? As the pressure increased, the water flame lotus's protective barrier began to crack. Although the crack was small, it would cause the collapse of a 1,000-mile dike like an ant's nest. Once it began to crack, it would not be long before it completely collapsed. Zhao Muxue and the other women were pleasantly surprised. It was as if they were injected with chicken blood. Sisters, let's work harder. This bastard can't hold on any longer. After breaking his tortoise shell, we'll teach him a good lesson. I can't lose. How can I lose? How can I lose? Yang Hongwu roared. A picture flashed in his mind. It was the true dragon playing Phoenix Hand. F***CK. I'm saved. The true dragon playing Phoenix Hand. This move is really shameless. But I like it. Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. This move was extremely powerful, especially against women. It was simply invincible. Chapter 15. The real dragon plays with the phoenix. Crack, crack. Seeing that the defense of the water-fire lotus was about to collapse, Yang Hongwu did not hesitate to display the real dragon plays with the phoenix hand. Pure yang genuine qi penetrated the shield and spread along the ground, turning into countless tentacles. The target, of course, was the girls who were attacking him. The first to be hit was Zhao Muxue, who was in the front. What's going on? Zhao Muxue gritted her teeth. Although she did not know what was going on, she guessed that it must be Yang Hongwu, the bastard, who was making trouble. After a while, Lin Ruyu and Lin Rushuang also suffered. Like Zhao Muxue, they were hot all over and could not concentrate at all. In this way, the pressure on Yang Hongwu was greatly reduced. Of course, Yang Hongwu originally wanted to deal with Lu Kersin and Hua Qinyan, but he felt that the consumption of genuine qi was too great. After all, he was too far away. Although his genuine qi was much more vigorous than ordinary people, it could not support such a huge consumption. Moreover, before this, he had consumed a lot of genuine qi. Now, there was less than 10% left. Water-fire lotus explode. Seeing that Zhao Muxue, Lin Ruyu, and Lin Rushuang were absent-minded, Yang Hongwu took action at the moment. This was the best opportunity. Without hesitation, he displayed his strongest attack. The shield turned into two lotuses, one yin and one yang, one water and one fire. The two lotuses merged together, and in an instant, there was a violent explosion. The powerful force blasted a huge crack in the ground, and countless stones and dust flew up. The 5 girls, except Lu Kersin, who was at the back, were all shaken out and fell heavily on the ground. They were in a sorry state. We lost. How could we lose? Hua Qinyan was puzzled. Looking at Zhao Muxue, Lin Ruyu, and Lin Rushuang, the 3 senior sisters, whose faces were as red as apples, she thought it was because of the anger after losing. Senior sister, I'm sorry, we still can't beat him. This bad guy is too strong. Lu Kersin was not injured at all. She was just a little exhausted. She ran over with a bump and a jump and did not look sad at all. Zhao Muxue stared at Yang Hongwu angrily. It's you, isn't it? Lin Ruyu was expressionless, while Lin Rushuang's face was rosy. She lowered her head shyly and said nothing. What mischief? I don't understand what you're talking about. Of course, Yang Hongwu wouldn't admit it. He wouldn't admit it even if he was beaten to death. What a joke. Such a martial skill couldn't be revealed. It was simply a hooligan's martial skill. However, it was indeed wonderful to use against women. Of course, it was also a good method to pick up girls. All right, a loss is a loss. Don't find other excuses, Hua Wuying said. Of course, she had seen everything. She didn't know why Zhao Muxue and the other 2 girls were blushing. However, in a battle, especially a battle of life and death, It was normal to use all kinds of methods. Only the one who survived would be the real winner. Only then would they have the right to speak. A loser would always be a loser. In a real battle, losing meant losing one's life. The enemy would never give you a second chance. Remember, when you're on the battlefield, you can't be careless. You had a chance to win, but you missed it. If you were on the battlefield, you'd be dead already. How could you have the chance to talk nonsense? Master, he was a hooligan. He used despicable means. It's not honorable at all. Zhao Muxue was furious. She ran over and grabbed Hua Wuying's arm. I want to compete with him again. This time, I won't lose to him. Stop talking. We don't have much time. There's only a month to the Battle of Dragon Lake. In this month, you all have to cultivate well. As for Yang Hongwu, I'll give him special training so that his strength can take a leap and he can enter the Gang Chi state. Hua Wuying said to Yang Hongwu, Gang Chi state? How is that possible? Yang Hongwu was surprised. It was impossible for him to break through consecutively and reach the Orochi realm within a month. That was a big realm. Even if there was an expert who was willing to enlighten him, it was impossible to do so. Of course, there was only one possibility. That was to find a few girls with pure, immortal bodies and cultivate with them. That way, his strength would increase by leaps and bounds. Every time the 9 transformation yin-yang form broke through, there would be earth-shattering changes. If he could reach the 2nd or even the 3rd transformation, not to mention the Gang Chi state, he could even reach the true spirit state. However, how could a pure, immortal body be so easy to find? Immortal bodies were 1 in a million, and pure, immortal bodies were even rarer. If it's someone else, it's impossible, but you have a chance. Even if there's no way for you to break through to the Gang Chi state, it's still possible to reach the peak of the true Chi state. Hua Wuying said with a smile, Your body is special. Moreover, the Dragon Pearl created the 9 dragons' saint body. Your body is a huge treasure. It contains a vast amount of energy. Once you can release this energy and refine it for your own use, your strength will not only reach the Gang Chi state, but also the true spirit state and Purple Mansion realm. It'll be easy. No. Yang Hongwu shook his head. The power of the Dragon Pearl and the pure Yang Saint body cannot be released. If I release them, it'll be very troublesome. Yang Hongwu was speechless. The 9 Dragon Saint body was no joke. The power of pure Yang was boundless. He had only released 1,000th or even 1/10,000th of it. If he released all of it, without the pure, immortal body, his body would explode and he would die. Power and Life. Chapter 16. My name is Hua Wuk. You should know that this year's Battle of the Dragon Lake is different from the previous years. Those hidden families and some disciples of the old guys will be there, Hua Wuk said. The Golden Dragon Dynasty is not as simple as you think. On the surface, there are only 3 true spirit realm experts in the Golden Dragon Dynasty. But in reality, there are more than that. It's just that those people have never appeared in the secular world. This time, it's different. The Sky Dragon sect is recruiting disciples, and those hidden families have their eyes on this. In the ancient, desolate continent, the major forces were divided into different levels. The third-rate forces were some small empires. The second-rate forces were sects, large empires, and empires. The first-rate forces were some martial arts academies. These martial arts academies had countless experts teaching them, countless cultivation techniques, martial skills, and endless resources. However, the Golden Dragon Dynasty was located in the most remote area of the ancient wilderness. The spiritual chi there was thin, and the strongest was only in the true spirit realm. In the entire continent, the Golden Dragon Dynasty was not even considered a third-rate force. Of course, not all of this was known to all cultivators. Their cultivation was too weak, and they simply could not come into contact with such a level. Don't worry, I'll get first place, Yang Hongwu said confidently, waving his fist. Don't let your guard down. Your 9 Dragon Saint body is very overbearing, but you can't expose it, Hua Wuying said. Without the advantage of the battle physique, it'll be even harder for you to get first place. Although I can't expose the 9 Dragon Saint body, I can imitate the golden dragon battle physique. Yang Hongwu thought for a while. In fact, his 9 dragons saint body could imitate the golden dragon battle physique. Therefore, Yang Hongwu was thinking about how to imitate the golden dragon battle physique to the extreme. That's a good idea, but it's very difficult to imitate the golden dragon battle physique. This time, the Sky Dragon sect will send people, and they must be very strong. They might even be experts in the Purple Mansion realm, Hua Wuying said worriedly. It'll be more troublesome if they see through it. Yang Hongwu said with a smile, the 9 dragon saint body hasn't appeared for countless years. In history, it only appeared once. Who knows? Senior, you've examined my body. Can you tell what my constitution is if I don't tell you? Hua Wuying shook his head. That was indeed the case. He had only felt dragon power in his body, and it was the purest of dragon power. A battle body with such pure dragon power could only be the golden dragon war body. No one would have thought of the 9 dragon saint body. Isn't that so? Senior, you don't have to worry about it. However, I need some information on the golden dragon war body, as well as a cultivation technique. Yang Hongwu said, although he had learned the golden dragon blade technique and was very proficient in it, he couldn't use it. Once he used it, his identity would be exposed. He had obtained the golden dragon blade technique from an ancient site. Except for himself, no one knew about it. Once he used the golden dragon blade technique, his identity would be exposed. That's easy. I can get you the information on the golden dragon war body, as well as the cultivation technique and martial skills of the golden dragon war body. Hua Wuying nodded. Half a month later, Yang Hongwu was cultivating in the courtyard. At this time, Yang Hongwu had already been disguised. His face was more handsome and delicate than before. Well, he was a typical pretty boy. Yang Hongwu had been purified by the dragon pearl, so his skin was originally white and delicate. Now that Hua Wuying had also changed his face, his appearance was completely made according to a woman's appearance. He was 70% similar to Hua Wuying. If he were to change into women's clothing, he would definitely be a big woman, comparable to Hua Wuying, but his chest was too different. Yang Hongwu's current name was Hua Wuk. This name was given by Hua Wuying. Hua Wuk, Master wants you to go out with me. Yang Hongwu had just finished his cultivation when he saw Lu Kursin skipping over. She grabbed onto Yang Hongwu's arm and said happily. For Lu Kursin, this little girl, Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. Every day, she would pester him, asking him to do that with her. Doing this with her was really annoying. Once he didn't accompany her, she would use her strongest trick. First, she would cry. Then she would throw a tantrum, which made Yang Hongwu lose his temper. What's the matter now? Master wants me to accompany you to the Divine Weapon Workshop to get your weapon. Lu Kursin said, this is your business. The saber you want has been made. Master spent almost half of the wealth of the entire Flower Moon Mansion for that broken saber of yours. Speaking of this, Lu Kursin was a little angry. She was really jealous. She wanted to make a string of bells, but Hua Wuying didn't agree. It's done? Yes. This time, you have to treat me to good food and buy me a lot of toys. I want sugar-coated haws, a windmill, wind chimes, and a lot of candies and wait. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was speechless. This little girl wanted everything. Every time they went out, she wouldn't let go until she had bought enough. This also gave Yang Hongwu a headache. After so many years of savings, almost half of it was used up by this little girl in just half a month. This girl was really not someone who could be raised by ordinary people. You already have a lot of things. Toys, candies, your house is almost full. Yang Hongwu said, besides, you can't play with so many things. Moreover, I don't have so much money now. I asked for a storage ring from Master. Those things have been put into the space of the ring. They only took up a small part of the space. Lu Kursin proudly shook her finger. On her white and tender chubby finger was a simple and unadorned ring. At first glance, it was obvious that this ring was a high-grade storage ring. Yang Hongwu covered his head. This was a sin. Hua Wuying, this big witch, knew that Lu Kursin was a little demoness, a little devil, who liked to buy things. But she still changed a storage ring for her. Wasn't it obvious that she wanted to cheat him? It was too hateful. The women in this courtyard really wanted to torture him to death. But he couldn't leave and had to endure it. Chapter 17. Woman, please stay. Along the way, Yang Hongwu did not make any stops and went straight to the Divine Arms Mill. The Divine Weapon Mill was the most famous and best weapon mill in the entire Golden Dragon Dynasty. This was because there was a master of refining weapons in the Divine Weapon Mill called Zhang Tianshui. Zhang Tianshui's family was a family of refining weapons and had once made magic weapons. Therefore, the Divine Weapon Mill was named Divine Weapon Mill. Although Zhang Tianshui could not forge a divine weapon, his forging skills were top-notch. In the Golden Dragon Dynasty, his forging skills were unparalleled. Huawu Ke, why are you running so fast? Are you rushing to reincarnate? Lu Kursin stomped her feet and shouted, Are you still a man? How could you do this? If you don't stop, I'll scream for help. Yang Hongwu's face darkened, and he hurriedly stopped. He absolutely could not let this girl shout. This girl absolutely did not have a filter on her mouth. If he let her continue to shout, he would definitely become a heartless man spurned by tens of thousands of people. I say, young miss, what do you want? I'm in a hurry. I have to get in my weapon. I still need time to get used to it. There's only half a month left until the battle at the Dragon Pool, Yang Hongwu said. I know, but some things can't be rushed. Besides, I believe in you. You are a genius. Well, you're just a little bit worse than me. I believe you can get the first place. Lu Kursin patted Yang Hongwu's shoulder with a narcissistic expression. It's not that simple. Yang Hongwu rolled his eyes. Did he really think that this was a meal or a drink? A month ago, Yang Hongwu was indeed full of confidence. But now, he really didn't have much confidence. The time of the Battle of the Dragon Lake was getting closer and closer. The participants of the Battle of the Dragon Lake were also stationed in the Imperial City one after another. Naturally, he also received some news. The first place in this Battle of the Dragon Pool was a hot topic. There were 3 people who were the most popular. One of them was the disciple of the White Dragon King, known as the Little White Dragon. It was said that he had already broken through the shackles of the True Qi realm and became an expert of the Gang Qi realm. The second one was Yang Hongwu. His cultivation had also broken through to the Aura Qi realm. However, this made Yang Hongwu very puzzled. Before this, Yang Hongwu was only in the middle stage of the True Energy realm. How could he have broken through to the Aura Qi realm? Wasn't this speed a little too fast? And the most popular one was actually a guy called Su Yueshi. It was said that this guy came from a hidden family of the Golden Dragon Dynasty. His cultivation level was unfathomable, but there was once a guy at the peak of Zhenqi realm who came looking for trouble with him and was killed by a single punch. What kind of strength was that? Even a martial artist in the Aura Qi realm could not easily kill a martial artist in the True Energy realm with a single punch. Of course, the Battle of the Dragon Lake this time was not just limited to these people. Those who did not reveal their strength were the truly terrifying ones. Lu Kursin took out a stick of sugar-coated haws and said while eating, If I say you can do it, then you can do it. A man can't say he can't do it. Delicious, really delicious. Do you want to have a bite? Yang Hongwu's face was filled with black lines. This was a powerful little girl. Eat it yourself. Squat down and carry me, the little girl said again. Yang Hongwu had no choice but to squat down. The little girl jumped onto his back. Hearing the little girl eating the sugar-coated haws, Yang Hongwu could not help but remind her, Don't drool on me. Hearing this, the little girl was unhappy. She pinched Yang Hongwu's waist and said unhappily, Humph, my saliva is also fragrant. It's your honor to have it on you. Don't even think about it. Yes. Yang Hongwu was in pain. He secretly scolded himself for being a busybody and asking for trouble. After taking a few steps, he heard a voice. Woman, please stay. Your silk scarf fell. To Yang Hongwu's surprise, a hand reached out to grab him. That person even shouted, Woman, your silk scarf fell. Only then did Yang Hongwu realize that this person was actually talking to him. Woman? Was he mistaken for a woman? Angry, what kind of look was this person giving him? Was he a woman? He grabbed the person's wrist and said coldly, Are you talking to me? Oh, woman, you are angry, but I like it. The man had a grinning expression and looked at Yang Hongwu with a teasing tone. He looked very annoying. He turned his hand and actually wanted to grab Yang Hongwu's hand. The little girl was lying on Yang Hongwu's back, but she shouted heartlessly, "Senior sister, come on, don't let this pervert take advantage of you." Senior sister, this damn little girl, she really wants to see the world in chaos. Senior sister, junior sister, TSK, TSK. This young master is really lucky today. I actually met such a pair of stunning senior sister. The man's eyes became more and more unscrupulous. His kung fu did not stop, and his speed was very fast. However, Yang Hongwu was faster than him. He hit his wrist heavily, and the man's figure shook and took a few steps back. "Get lost, or I will kill you." Yang Hongwu was anxious to get the weapon, so he didn't have so much leisure to entangle with this guy. So he said coldly, "You want to kill me?" The man didn't get angry, as if he had encountered something funny. He laughed freely. "What a tigress, so shrewd, but I like it. I, Chun Xiaohu, have played with countless women, but I have never met a woman like you. You are really the best. You can't escape. None of the women that I, Chun Xiaohu, have set my eyes on can escape, and you are no exception." Yang Hongwu put the little girl down. This guy called Chun Xiaohu's strength was not bad, and he faintly touched the edge of the Orochi realm. It could be said that he was half a step into the Orochi realm. He was a rare opponent. Originally, he didn't want to be entangled with him, but this guy was really too hateful. It was a good opportunity to verify his efforts for half a month. "Since you want to die, I will fulfill your wish." A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. This Chun Xiaohu's strength was not bad, and his background was definitely not small. However, was Yang Hongwu the kind of person who was afraid of trouble? Being bullied to the top of his head, if he blindly retreated, that was not what a martial artist should do. On the path of cultivation, one should bravely move forward. If gods obstruct, kill gods. If devils obstruct, destroy devils. Killing decisively, that was the true cultivation. His fist was filled with true chi, and it heavily punched out, tearing the air apart. The powerful true chi was like a violent dragon, destroying everything in its path. What a tyrannical fist technique. The strength is like a violent dragon, tearing everything apart. A woman actually practicing such a tyrannical technique. This is the first time I have seen it, but it is far from enough to kill me. Chun Xiaohu. Chun Xiaohu put away his contempt and condensed his strength in his hands. His whole body arched and suddenly punched forward. Fierce tiger pounces on its prey. Chapter 18. The golden dragon's roar resounded throughout the imperial city. "You are the strongest, beautiful woman I have ever met." Chun Xiaohu wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. The attack just now had injured him, and the injury was not light. "I'm not a woman, and I don't want to be entangled with you. If you scram now, I can let it go. Otherwise, I will really kill you." Yang Hongwu did not want to cause any trouble at this time. "Do you think I will believe you? In order to avoid me, you dare to say that you are not a woman? Who am I? If I want a woman, I will do whatever it takes to get her. You want me to let you go? That is impossible. Also, the little girl beside you will not be able to leave either." Chun Xiaohu's eyes released a unique light, making his eyes even brighter, as if it could confuse people. Demonic soul absorption technique? You're courting death. Yang Hongwu was furious. This bastard dared to use demonic arts on him and the little girl, trying to confuse them. If it was not for his strong spiritual power and the little girl's elite gar body, they would have fallen into this brat's trap. PFFF, Chun Xiaohu vomited blood again, looking at Yang Hongwu in disbelief. "You can actually break free from my soul absorption technique. I have really underestimated you." Chun Xiaohu swallowed a pill and slowly pulled out a long saber from his waist. It was a saber with a tiger head. There was a ferocious tiger on it, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. Its sharp teeth seemed to want to tear apart all prey. The long saber emitted a bloodthirsty aura, and Chun Xiaohu's entire aura changed. His eyes became bloodthirsty as he stared at Yang Hongwu, as if he was staring at his prey. Roar, an inhuman roar came out of his mouth. "Beauty, you can't escape. It is not too late to promise me now, or you'll be injured by me. Once I use my full strength, it will be very difficult to control. I really don't want to hurt you. It's the bloodthirsty, demonic tiger battle body. Although it's powerful, it's still nothing in my eyes. I'll show you what a truly powerful battle body is. A demonic tiger is nothing in front of my golden dragon battle body. Yang Hongwu's aura skyrocketed, and a phantom image appeared behind him. It was a huge golden dragon. This golden dragon was majestic, domineering, and incomparably noble, as if it was the supreme king of heaven and earth. The life and death of all living things were under its control. Roar! A resounding dragon roar reverberated through the entire imperial city. So domineering, so handsome. The little girl continued to eat the candied haws mindlessly, but her eyes were looking at Yang Hongwu as she muttered to herself. At the Genius Wang residence, Genius Wang Yang, who was in seclusion, shuddered when he heard this voice. This voice, it's a dragon's roar, a real dragon's roar. Could it be? Could it be that a dragon battle body has appeared? And it's a golden dragon. Could it be the legendary golden dragon battle body? This person must be caught. The golden dragon battle body. I didn't expect to lose Yang Hongwu's innate pure yang body to obtain the golden dragon battle body. As long as I can devour the golden dragon battle body, I will become the real golden dragon battle body and open up the Violet Palace. I will be the true ruler of the golden dragon dynasty. Yang Tianju was extremely excited. Although the innate pure yang body was much stronger than the golden dragon battle body, it wasn't the most suitable for him. The golden dragon battle body was the evolution of the golden jiao battle body. The success rate of devouring the golden jiao battle body was more than 90%. At the White Dragon King's residence. What a domineering roar, the golden dragon battle body. It's definitely the golden dragon battle body. We must find him. He will be the hope of the golden dragon dynasty's rise. The golden dragon dynasty has been silent for too long. White Dragon King immediately ordered, "Men, find the source of the roar. We must find that person." In the golden dragon dynasty, countless old men who were hiding heard the roar. The golden dragon battle body has appeared. This voice, it's the dragon battle body. The world is going to change. Find him, we must find him. Yang Hongwu didn't know that his roar had stirred the entire golden dragon dynasty. Countless hidden forces were mobilized. At this moment, Yang Hongwu seemed to have turned into a golden dragon. A powerful aura spurted out from the dragon's mouth, like a dragon's breath. This dragon's breath contained a terrifying destructive power. Everything in its path was shattered and destroyed. The floor was lifted layer by layer, as if it was swept up by a strong wind. Demonic tiger exterminating the world. Chun Xiaohu roared as if he was facing a great enemy. The shadow of the black demonic tiger didn't show any signs of weakness. It rushed out recklessly, without any fear of death. A dragon and a tiger, a powerful force, swept across the street. Bang, bang, bang. Everything was about to be destroyed by this terrifying force. The ground shook as if there was an earthquake. Buildings collapsed and turned into ruins. Yang Hongwu was also sent flying by this powerful force, while Chun Xiaohu was also struck by this powerful force. His entire body crashed into a tree in the distance that could only be hugged by a few people, and this tree was directly broken. After Yang Hongwu regained his balance, he spat out a mouthful of blood. The little girl in the distance was shocked. She ran over and asked with concern, "Hua Wuke, are you okay? How are your injuries? Let's go back quickly and let Master treat you." "No need." Yang Hongwu shook his head. He had underestimated this guy. The bloodthirsty, demonic tiger battle body lived up to its name. If it wasn't for the fact that he couldn't fully unleash it, the outcome of this battle would have been hard to predict. Even so, Yang Hongwu was badly injured. He estimated that it would take a day or two for him to recover. Let's go to the divine weapon mill. Yang Hongwu was ready to take his weapon and focus on cultivation. This Chun Xiaohu was definitely not the strongest opponent he had encountered in this battle at the Dragon Lake. His strength was probably only average. There were stronger enemies waiting for him. Even Yang Hongwu himself didn't have the confidence to win. However, it was because of this that Yang Hongwu was looking forward to the battle at the Dragon Lake more and more. An expert must have a heart that wasn't afraid of fighting or even dying in battle. But your situation, the little girl was still worried. Don't worry. My injuries are only minor. I'll recover completely after 2 days of rest. The strength of the 9 dragons' saint body wasn't that simple. A minor injury wouldn't even take 2 days to recover. Moreover, Yang Hongwu wanted to see how powerful the Nameless Saber technique would be if he used the specially forged saber. The Nameless Saber skill that Hua Wuying had given him was said to have been found by the founding emperor of the Golden Dragon Dynasty, Long Jingyun, in the remains of a dragon tomb. This saber skill seemed ordinary, but it was not something that could be successfully cultivated by ordinary people. Only those who possessed the Golden Dragon War body could truly cultivate it. Chapter 19. Invincible Blade. If he had a suitable saber in his fight with Chen Xiaohu, he wouldn't have been in such a sorry state. A suitable weapon would often play a decisive role in a battle. There was no doubt about this. Of course, weapons were not the most important thing. After all, weapons were just external objects. Only when one's own strength was strong enough was the real key. When one's strength reached a certain level, even leaves and flowers could be turned into divine weapons. They could even kill enemies invisibly. Is that guy dead? Lu Kursin asked as she walked. No, but it's almost there, Yang Hongwu said. It's impossible to recover without a year or so. However, that guy is really funny. He actually thought you were a woman. However, if you really look like a beautiful woman now, well, a woman dressed as a man. When the little girl thought of this, she couldn't help but laugh. You stinky girl, still laughing. You want to see the world in chaos. Yang Hongwu angrily knocked on her head. It hurts. Don't hit my head so casually. What if I become stupid? Are you going to raise me? The little girl hugged her head and said angrily. Okay, let's go. Yang Hongwu couldn't do anything to the little girl. The two of them did not encounter any more obstacles and arrived at the Divine Arms Mill. The weapons in the Divine Arms Mill were dazzling. Generally, weapons could be divided into 4 grades: Heaven, Earth, Black, and Yellow. Yellow was the lowest grade. Above Celestial, there were Fairy and Divine weapons. Every grade of weapon was further divided into 4 grades: High, Medium, Low, and Top grade. In the ancient, desolate continent, the so-called divine weapons were only at the level of celestial weapons or pseudo-immortal weapons. The real immortal weapons and divine weapons only appeared in legends. Old Man Zhang, come out and receive your guests, the little girl shouted as soon as she entered the divine weapon mill. Io, my little grandaunt, stopped shouting. I'm coming out now. Zhang Tianxue ran out sweating profusely. From his expression, one could tell that he had been tormented by this little devil. Old Man Zhang, where's the weapon? Where's the weapon that my master asked you to forge for Hua Wu Kei? The little girl shouted, Quick, take it out and let me have a look. If it's too bad, I'll tear down your divine arms mill. Don't worry, little lady, since it's the Flower Moon King's order. How can I not do my best? Zhang Dachui chuckled. I'm not bragging, but no one in the Golden Dragon Dynasty can surpass this old man in terms of equipment forging. As Zhang Dachui spoke, he carefully opened the safe and took out a box from the cabinet. The box was very exquisite and had ancient patterns carved on it. That box seemed to be the most precious treasure, as precious as his life. He looked at it and reluctantly handed it over to Yang Hongwu. Before Yang Hongwu could open it, it was snatched away by Lu Kursin. I'll take a look. What do you think? Dilly-dallying, dilly-dallying. It's not refreshing at all. Be careful, don't get hurt. Before she could finish her words, the box was opened by her. Suddenly, the saber chi soared into the sky. The weapons in the house trembled, and a hole was cut in the roof by the saber chi. Good treasure, it's really good. I'm afraid this is a top-grade Xian weapon. No, this saber has surpassed the Xian weapon level and reached the level of an earth weapon. The little girl grabbed the saber in the box and held it in her hand. It buzzed and trembled as if it was trying to break free. This saber already had its own spirituality. It was definitely not a Xian weapon. Only a weapon with spirituality could be called a divine weapon. At the very least, it had to be an earth weapon. Moreover, ordinary earth weapons did not necessarily have their own spirituality. Whoosh! The little girl did not hold the saber firmly, and it slipped out of her hand. Yang Hongwu looked at it and squinted his eyes. He quickly reached out his right hand and grabbed the saber's hilt. He activated his true qi and poured it into the saber. The saber trembled more and more violently, but Yang Hongwu did not take it to heart. His true qi surged in and suppressed the saber. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Finally, the saber stopped trembling and the saber returned to its original appearance. It was no longer as cold as before. Good saber. It's really a good saber. A divine weapon has recognized its master. Congratulations on subduing this saber. Since you are the master of this saber, you can name it. Zhang Dachui looked at the saber that was easily subdued by Yang Hongwu. He could not help but look at the young man in a new light. Someone who was valued by Flower Moon King and accepted as a disciple was no ordinary person. One should know that Flower Moon King had never accepted a male disciple, but she made an exception for him. This showed how talented this young man was. I think we should call it. Let's call it the Heart Saber. The little girl shouted. Black lines appeared on Yang Hongwu's forehead again. Heart Saber, this name is too much, isn't it? Such a domineering and mighty weapon with a murderous aura is called such a name. I feel disgusted just thinking about it. I can feel an indomitable and invincible chi from this saber. Let's call it the Invincible Saber. Yang Hongwu said, Invincible Saber, what a great invincible saber. I hope you won't disgrace this divine weapon and the word invincible. Zhang Dachui was shocked. This young man was really arrogant. The word invincible would definitely attract the jealousy of many people. Even the number one genius of the Golden Dragon Dynasty would not dare to call himself invincible. Yang Hongwu slightly nodded and said, I don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. I made a fool of myself in front of you. However, I will do my best to live up to the name Invincible. Yang Hongwu's right hand gently caressed the blade, as if it was his lover. It was very gentle. This was his first blade, and it might be his only blade. It was his most loyal partner in conquering the world and roaming the nine heavens. Invincible, invincible. From now on, you will be my partner. You will accompany me to conquer the world. Yang Hongwu waved his battle saber, and a tyrannical and invincible aura gushed out. It was as if he was an invincible god of war. Invincible Saber, this name is so ugly. Old-fashioned, it's too old-fashioned. I think it's better to call it the Heart Saber. The little girl started nagging again. She grabbed Yang Hongwu's arm and said, Hua Wu Ke, let's call it the Heart Saber. Chapter 20. Hu Yinyang's strength was boundless. Yang Hongwu frowned. Before he could say anything, Lu Kursin shouted, You big guy, you really don't know the ways of the world. Is his weapon for others to see? Don't you know it's too much to make such a request? If it wasn't for my senior brother's kindness, he would have killed you directly. Little girl, what are you shouting for? How dare you be rude to my young master? A black-clothed guard walked out from his side. His tone was filled with dissatisfaction and arrogance. It's his fortune that my young master likes his saber. He should respectfully present his saber to my young master. Ariai, don't talk too much. Although the man said so, he didn't care about this matter at all. Instead, he looked at Yang Hongwu. Brother, can I have a look at your saber? His eyes and tone were very domineering. It seemed to be a question, but it was an order. His tone was indisputable. This made Yang Hongwu very unhappy. His figure and face looked like the kind of forthright person who was worth befriending. It reminded Yang Hongwu of Qiao Feng in the demigods and semi-devils. Unfortunately, the difference in personality was too big. Yang Hongwu felt like he had eaten a fly and was extremely disgusted. What if I don't agree? If you don't agree, then I'll have to take it myself. Hu Yinyang's expression slightly changed, and his eyes burst out with an intense, killing intent. I advise you not to do this. No one could say no in front of me, Hu Yinyang. What's more, you are only in the true Qi realm. Yang Hongwu protected Lu Kursin behind him. This man called Hu Yinyang was probably here to participate in the Battle of Dragon Lake. He couldn't see through this guy's strength. Like Su Yueshi, he probably came from a hidden family. Now, this guy wanted to take his invincible saber. Things had become troublesome. If he was alone, he could choose to leave, but with Lou Curson here, he couldn't do that. He couldn't leave Lou Curson alone. You sure talk big. If I'm not wrong, you should be a disciple of a hidden family. Yang Hongwu said, if you want my saber, you have to show me your strength. Brat, my young master wants your weapon because he thinks highly of you. Since you don't know what's good for you, I'll teach you how to behave on behalf of my young master. The guard called Erhe sent a slap towards Yang Hongwu. His speed was fast and urgent. This guy's strength was at the peak of the true Qi realm. He was only one step away from entering the Aura realm. Be careful, the little girl shouted. Courting death. Yang Hongwu was unable to restrain his anger. Not only did he want to snatch his saber, but he also wanted to sneak attack him. How hateful! He deserved to die. With a wave of the saber in his hand, a violent saber chi was released in an instant. With a flash of saber light, the saber heavily chopped down on Erhe's arm. With a kacha sound, one of his arms was cut in two. Suddenly, blood sputtered out like a fountain. Ah! Erhe screamed. He never thought that this brat's strength would be so powerful. His speed was astonishing, and the power of his saber was terrifying. He didn't even have the chance to react before his arm was cut off. Young master, you have to avenge me. This little bastard actually cut off my arm. Erhe retreated a few steps. He covered his wound and cried in front of Huyin Yang. Huyin Yang's face was extremely ugly. This man who looked like a woman in front of him didn't give him any face at all. He cut off his subordinate's arm in front of him. As the saying goes, before beating a dog, you have to look at its master. This brat didn't put him in his eyes at all. He actually dared to trample on his face. This made Huyin Yang's heart extremely angry. Brat, you're very good. I originally only wanted your weapon. It's fine if you don't give me face, but you also hurt my servant. This makes me very angry. Cut off your own arm and cripple your own cultivation. Then I won't bicker with you. Bah! Yang Hongwu spat out a mouthful of saliva and scolded, sanctimonious, hypocrite. What a waste of your good looks. You're courting death. Huyin Yang wiped the saliva off his face. His lungs were about to explode from anger. Humiliation. This was a great humiliation. He actually got spat on. A violent force erupted from his body. This small seat in the Divine Arms mill was like rotten wood in front of this terrifying force. It shattered with a loud bang. Many of the weaker weapons were also destroyed. Huyin Yang punched out. The force of his fist tore through the air. Its speed was extremely fast. Yang Hongwu didn't even have time to react before the fist landed heavily on his chest. His entire body was like a kite with a broken string. He flew out, crashing into the door of the Divine Arms mill. Hua Wuke, the little girl knew Yang Hongwu's strength. She didn't expect that in front of this big guy, he wouldn't even have the strength to resist. He was sent flying with a single punch. The difference between them was too great. This guy called Huyin Yang had such terrifying strength. If he wasn't in the middle stage of the Gangxi realm, he was at least in the late stage. Huyin Yang walked closer to Yang Hongwu step by step. With such little strength, you still dare to be so arrogant. In my eyes, you are just an ant. Do you know what an ant is? Huyin Yang casually sent the little girl flying. He came in front of Yang Hongwu and stepped on his face. He slapped him a few times with the back of his hand and said, an ant is an ant. I just need to poke you lightly, and I can poke you to death. An ant dares to go against my words? You must be tired of living. An aggrieved feeling that he had never felt before. Yang Hongwu glared fiercely at Huyin Yang. You still dare to glare at me. To be honest, an ant like you doesn't even have the right to die in my hands. This saber is not bad. It's actually an earth weapon. However, it's really a waste in your hands. If I don't die today, today's humiliation will be repaid 100 times in the future. Yang Hongwu gritted his teeth and said, Good, you're ambitious. I was going to kill you, but since you're so ambitious, I will give you a chance to take revenge. Today, I will beat you half to death and break your arms. Huyin Yang condensed genuine qi in his right hand and was about to crush Yang Hongwu's arms. Seeing that Yang Hongwu's arms were about to be broken, a hand reached out and firmly grabbed Huyin Yang's wrist. Then, with a lift, Huyin Yang was sent flying. Who dares to touch this young master? Huyen was furious. He saw that the person who came was actually the inconspicuous old man in the divine weapon mill. This old man was Zhang Dachui. Young man, where it is possible to make mistakes, one should be lenient. Zhang Dachui said lightly. Yang Hongwu was extremely surprised. This Zhang Dachui's strength was actually so strong. Could it be that he was in the true spirit realm? However, even if he wasn't in the true spirit realm, he shouldn't be too far away. The Golden Dragon Dynasty was indeed full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Chapter 21. Old Man Zhang was bleeding profusely. Little guy, don't be too ruthless. For Huyen Deyu's sake, I won't hold you responsible for causing trouble in my divine weapon mill. Leave before I change my mind. Zhang Dachui's tone was calm, but it revealed an inviolable majesty. All right, I'll let him go for your sake. But little guy, I won't let this go. You're called Hua Wuke, right? Seems like you're going to die in the Battle of the Dragon Lake. You better pray that you don't meet me in the Battle of the Dragon Lake. Otherwise, I'll let you know what it means to live a life worse than death. Although Huyen Yong was unwilling, there was nothing he could do. This old man was not to be trifled with. Huyen Diyu was his grandfather's name, the #1 expert of the Huyen clan. This old man was his grandfather's peer, and his strength was terrifying. He could not provoke him. After Huyen Yong left, Yang Hongwu spat out another mouthful of blood. This Huyen Yong was really powerful. He had no strength to fight back at all. Ah, Hua Wuke, why did you spit out blood? The little girl Lu Kersin was worried. She held Yang Hongwu and shouted, Kersin, you don't have to worry. This injury is nothing. Yang Hongwu shook his head slightly and stood up slowly. You said you were fine. You spat out so much blood. Lu Kersin supported Yang Hongwu. She turned her head and glared at Zhang Dachui. She scolded, Old man Zhang, you did it on purpose, didn't you? See if I don't tell Master that you, old man, actually watched us get bullied in your divine armament mill. If it wasn't for senior brother risking his life to defend, I would have been humiliated by that beast. When Yang Hongwu heard this, his eyes widened. This little girl was indeed a demon. She didn't even blink when she was lying. In an instant, she was humiliated. However, I like it. This old man is really hateful. He watched me get beaten up, but he didn't say anything. He deliberately hid at the back. Hearing this, Zhang Dachui immediately lowered his head. Things were not going well. This little devil dared to call a deer a horse. Looking at her crying face, it was as if it was real. If these words fell into Hua Wuying's ears, it would be big trouble. His divine arms mill would definitely be torn down. Oh my God, you can't talk nonsense about this. What nonsense? Look, my clothes have been torn apart. Could it be that they are fake? It was unknown when the little girl had tugged at her clothes a few times. Her sleeves had become strips. It looked very avant-garde. Well, using a phrase from Earth, it was called fashionable. Seeing the little girl like this, Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. Zhang Dachui, who told you not to come out earlier? Who told you to hide on purpose? Now you're doomed. Although he was injured and still felt some pain, at this moment, Yang Hongwu couldn't help but laugh secretly. He clutched his chest, and the corner of his mouth kept twitching. That, little brother Hua Wuk, you have to help me say something and be a witness. Zhang Dachui knew that there was no way he could clear things up with Lu Kersin. He could only ask Yang Hongwu for help. Senior brother saw it clearly. Senior brother was injured because he was trying to save me. Are you still trying to quibble? Senior brother, you're so pitiful. You were beaten up like this. You almost had your hand broken and your cultivation destroyed. The little girl's eyes were brimming with tears. She looked very pitiful. At this moment, they were no longer in the house. They were on the street. The people around them had gathered and started to point at them. That old man is too hateful. He actually bullied a little girl. That young man was beaten to the point of vomiting blood. Not bad, young man. You should protect your girl like this. That old man is really a pervert. Old pervert, look at yourself. Zhang Dachui saw that the situation was not going well. If this continued, he would become a street rat. He quickly said to Lu Kersin, Okay, little girl, you win. What do you want? That's more like it. You open the treasury. I'll go inside and choose. The little girl's mouth slightly curved, revealing a devilish smile. Her acting skills were definitely on the level of a movie king. Yang Hongwu watched from the side and couldn't help but want to clap his hands. This time, the old man was going to bleed a lot. Even though he had only known the little girl for 10 days, Yang Hongwu knew that the little girl would not be soft-hearted. Open the treasury. TSK, TSK. She had just obtained a large spatial storage ring. This time, she would not stop until it was full. In this way, he wouldn't have to spend anything. This old man had helped him block a calamity. Senior brother, let's go. We'll go together. The little girl grabbed Yang Hongwu's hand and quickly walked towards the inner courtyard of the Divine Armament Square. Half an hour later, the little girl's face was smiling like a flower. On the other hand, Zhang Dachui's old face was also like a flower. However, he was crying like a broken chrysanthemum. Heartache. How could heartache describe it? Nearly half of the treasury was taken away. He thought that Lu Curson wouldn't be able to take much. Who would have thought that this little girl would actually get a large storage ring? What a mistake, a huge mistake. Senior brother, let's go. We're rich this time. The little girl narrowed her eyes and jumped all the way. Farewell. I won't see you off, Zhang Dachui said weakly. Ah, thank you, Grandpa Zhang. I'll come again next time. The little girl looked back at Zhang Dachui and said crisply. Again, Zhang Dachui's face turned green. The corner of his mouth couldn't help but twitch a few times as if he had a cramp. What's wrong? Don't you like Curson? When the little girl heard that, she suddenly put on a pitiful expression as if she was about to cry. Yang Hongwu thought to himself. Her face changed much faster than a chameleon's. No, how could it be? I like you the most, Curson. Zhang Dachui forced a smile. His expression was 1,000 times uglier than crying. When Yang Hongwu and Lu Curson walked far away and reached the corner, Zhang Dachui breathed a sigh of relief and quickly returned to the house. I can't stay here. If this goes on, I'll go bankrupt. Move immediately. Move far away from Golden Dragon City. Yang Hongwu, who came out of the Divine Weapon Mill, was very confused. Zhang Dachui's strength was unfathomable. Yang Hongwu even had a feeling that Zhang Dachui's strength might be stronger than Hua Wuying. He might be a legendary expert of the Purple Mansion realm. Since he was an expert of the Purple Mansion realm, how could he be so afraid of Lu Curson or Hua Wuying? It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense at all. When Yang Tianjiao made a scene in the Flower Moon Mansion that day, Yang Hongwu felt a special aura. It was very mysterious and indistinct. This aura was very similar to Zhang Dachui's aura. Yang Hongwu was sure that it was Zhang Dachui's aura. What was the relationship between Zhang Dachui and the Flower Moon Mansion, Hua Wuying, or Lu Curson? It seemed that he was secretly protecting the entire Flower Moon Mansion. Could it be that Hua Wuying or Lu Curson had other special identities and backgrounds? These things couldn't be guessed. Asking? It would be useless to ask. If he could get the answer, he wouldn't be so mysterious. Chapter 22. Chapter 22 Provocation from Little White Dragon. After walking for more than half of the journey, when they could see the Flower Moon Mansion, they were stopped again. When Yang Hongwu saw the person, he knew that he was here to cause trouble. She sighed in her heart. Was it because she didn't look at the almanac when she went out today? She kept running into trouble. She had already changed her appearance, but people were still jealous of her. That person wore a white robe and carried a long spear on his back. Under his sharp eyebrows, his eyes were filled with vigor. It was the White Dragon King's disciple, Long Yu. A good dog doesn't block the way. Get out of my way, the little girl shouted. Junior Sister Curson, your words hurt me. Yulong didn't get angry. With a faint smile on his face, he looked at Yang Hongwu. Who is this junior brother? I've never seen you before. Who do you think you are? Let me tell you, Senior Brother Hua Wu Kei is the last disciple of our Flower Moon Mansion. He is the secret weapon that will be participating in the Battle of the Dragon Lake. Hurry up and get out of the way, or I'll let Senior Brother beat you up. The little girl's tone was a little arrogant. Last disciple, secret weapon? Yulong sized up Yang Hongwu and said with disdain, You think you could become a secret weapon with this level of cultivation? His constitution hasn't been fully activated, and his cultivation hasn't even reached the advanced stage of the true energy stage. His breath is chaotic, and his spiritual chi is not solid yet. He must have broken through by force, right? You, Cosmic Dragon, are you courting death? How dare you provoke me here? Do you believe that I won't ask my senior brother to beat you to death? The little girl was originally in a very good mood, but when she heard this, it was as if she had eaten a fly. She was utterly disgusted, and her face was flustered and exasperated. She stomped her feet hatefully, as if the ground was Cosmic Dragon. Let's go, junior sister Curson. It's not worth getting angry with this kind of person. This was nothing compared to the humiliation he had suffered in the previous battle. Yang Hongwu was calm, without a trace of anger. Cosmic Dragon was just here to show off. Yang Hongwu was not angry at all. Cosmic Dragon was just here to show off. After that, Yang Hongwu took Lu Curson's hand and was about to walk past her. Yulong was furious. This guy did not even put him in his eyes. In his eyes, Yulong was like a ball of air. Yulong felt like he had punched the air, which made him feel extremely uncomfortable. Stop, did I allow you to leave? He blocked the way again and shouted. Aya, you still want to use violence? This is not the White Dragon Royal Palace, but the Flower Moon Mansion. This is the Flower Moon Mansion's territory. You want to cause trouble here? Or are you trying to provoke a conflict between the White Dragon Royal Palace and the Flower Moon Royal Palace? The little girl wasn't the type to swallow her anger and keep quiet. She had already taken a step back and walked around him, but he still didn't give up. The little girl immediately exploded. She suddenly remembered the scene of her being bullied by Hu Yin-yong, and anger rushed to her head. So what? Hua Wuing is just an old woman that no one wants. A few days ago, if it wasn't for my master who saved her life, she would have died under the King of Heaven's Pride's blade. None of you will be able to live. How dare you talk nonsense here? Yulong was so angry that he lost his mind and shouted without thinking. You're really arrogant. Yang Hongwu pulled Lu Curson behind him. Yulong was suppressed by him and couldn't even raise his head. In terms of physique, he had the innate pure Yang physique, while Yulong had the Dragon Wolf battle physique. Although the Dragon Wolf battle physique was strong, it was not as strong as the pure Yang immortal physique. Yulong thought that he could be the king of the younger generation in the Golden Dragon Dynasty when the King of Heaven's Pride's third highness disappeared. He probably came to the Flower Moon Mansion to show off and pick up girls. He wanted to let the girls see how powerful and domineering he was, how powerful he was, how talented and unparalleled in both martial arts and literature. He didn't expect to see Lu Curson being so intimate with a man when he was about to reach the entrance. Then, he heard that Yang Hongwu was the last disciple of the Flower Moon Mansion, the secret weapon. One should know that the Flower Moon Mansion had never recruited a male disciple. Hence, he couldn't suppress the little flame of jealousy and wanted to look down on Yang Hongwu. Coupled with the little girl's provocation, Yulong forgot everything. The fire in his heart burned fiercely, and he said those words without thinking. Does your master know that you're so powerful? Yang Hongwu stared at him and said, You're called Hua Wuk, right? You're the last disciple of Hua Wuying, the secret weapon of the Battle of Dragon Lake. Then let me see what you're capable of. Yulong's eyes were burning with anger. He slapped his back and a long spear popped out. He held it in his hand and pointed it at Yang Hongwu's face. Yulong, you're shameless. My senior brother hasn't recovered yet, and you want to take advantage of him? Lu Curson was shocked when she saw the situation. She knew that Yang Hongwu had just gone through a huge battle and was badly injured. His realm was weaker than Yulong, and he would definitely lose if he fought with Yulong again. With Yulong's personality, it would be strange if he went easy on Yulong. Hence, Lu Curson was worried and wanted to stop Yulong. Junior sister Curson, stand to the side. With his cultivation, he is still far from enough. Yang Hongwu didn't take it to heart. He could use Yulong to test his invincible warblade. When he fought with Hu Yin-yong, the gap between their strength was too big. He didn't even have the chance to use his blade. Yulong was different. He had just entered the Earth Energy realm and used some special methods to forcefully break through. His strength was much weaker than Hu Yin-yong's. Senior brother, be careful. I'll call Master and the others out. The little girl quickly walked towards the Flower Moon Mansion. Yang Hongwu held the invincible war blade with both hands and pointed it at the ground. He stared at Yulong and said, "You want to know how strong I am? You're not qualified to do so. However, you're arrogant and don't even put my Flower Moon Mansion in your eyes. You even insulted my master. If I don't teach you a lesson, you'll really think that you're the only one in this world. Today, I'll teach you a lesson on behalf of White Dragon King." Yang Hongwu waved his saber and poured the surging pure yang true qi into the saber. The nameless saber technique was displayed. With this invincible saber, the power of the nameless saber technique could be fully displayed. His qi power continued to rise and become more and more amazing. The invincible saber in his hand also issued a buzzing sound, as if it was cheering and excited to welcome its first battle. "Come on, take my blade." With a loud shout, the war blade shone brightly. The sharp blade aura tore through the air and moved forward bravely. It was like a blade that came from an ancient, fearsome land. It was filled with violent and invincible qi. It made people think that they were invincible. So what if it's one blade? So what if it's thousands of blades? Yulong was not an ordinary person. After all, his strength had reached the Earth Qi realm. His true qi turned into Earth Qi and protected his body with true Kong. The long spear in his hand was an earth weapon called the White Dragon Spear. It was also the famous weapon of White Dragon King. White Dragon King's strength had reached the true spirit realm long ago, and his strength had reached the perfection realm. He rarely used his weapon in battle. However, he did not expect that the White Dragon Spear would fall into Yulong's hands. He thrust out the spear. On the spear, Earth Qi burst out and looked like a white dragon. It roared faintly and fiercely rushed towards Yang Hongwu's blade. Chapter 23. Invincible Saber Technique. How dare you be so arrogant when you're so weak? Yang Hongwu did not hold back and slashed out again. This was the second style of the nameless saber technique. Take this. Heaven-breaking war dragon. The saber qi swept out like a true dragon, breaking through the sky. This true dragon had the courage and power to break through the shackles of heaven and earth and break all shackles. With a roar, the space that was originally filled with smoke and dust was suddenly blasted apart by this saber. Once again, an invincible posture and power that could slay immortals and gods appeared. Cosmic Dragon was taken aback. He had not expected Hua Wu Kei, who looked like a sissy, to be so powerful. His saber skills were so brutal and overbearing. When he fought, he would attack, and attack crazily. It was as if he did not care about defense at all. Cosmic Dragon's heart was filled with fear. He regretted coming to find trouble with Hua Wu Quebec. If not, he would not have ended up in this situation. Yang Hongwu was only in the true Qi realm, but his combat prowess was terrifying. Cosmic Dragon squinted his eyes when he saw the saber in Yang Hongwu's hand. He thought that it must be because of the saber in Yang Hongwu's hand and his powerful saber skills. Although his true qi is strong, he won't be able to last long. Yes, that must be it. This kid is courting death. Once he's exhausted, I'll kill him as easily as killing a chicken. Cosmic Dragon comforted himself and clenched his spear tightly. His eyes were filled with killing intent. He waved his long spear, drawing a beautiful arc in the air. The tip of the spear landed on the dragon head of Yang Hongwu's saber qi. Astral qi burst out, causing the long spear to tremble. Cosmic Dragon had used his full strength in this attack, condensing his terrifying power into a single point. Bang, bang, bang. A series of explosions sounded like a string of firecrackers. It's a triple attack. Yang Hongwu was astonished. A powerful force was transmitted from the saber, constantly attacking. That spear contained 3 forces. She had underestimated him. There was a huge gap between him and Huyin Yong, but he was not completely useless. It was impossible to kill him. After all, the gap between their realms was still there. Of course, it would be different if Fuqian recklessly activated his combat constitution. The 9 Dragon's saintly body was extremely overbearing. Even if it was just a simulation of the Golden Dragon War body, and only a part of its strength could be exerted, it was still not something that Yu Fuqian could resist. Pretty boy, is that all you've got? If that's the case, then your father's life is going to end here. When Cosmic Dragon saw that Yang Hongwu was pushed back, he felt smug. His arrogance swelled up again. I'll cripple you with my next move. Triple Wave Spear. The White Dragon spear in Cosmic Dragon's hand danced. This was the move he had just used. You took advantage of me the first time. Do you think I'll be fooled again and give you a second chance? Are you dreaming? Yang Hongwu sneered when he saw Cosmic Dragon using the same move. He was not a fool. There was a combo in the Nameless Saber technique. It was the fifth move of the Nameless Saber technique. This saber technique was very powerful. It could be used up to 9 consecutive strikes. He had never tried it before and had never really practiced it. However, it was deeply imprinted in his mind. At this moment, there was no better way, so he could only use it. Azure Dragon 9 consecutive strikes. Explode, explode, explode. Yang Hongwu clenched his saber. While he was simulating it in his mind, he waved the saber in his hand. The invincible saber emitted a dazzling golden light with the support of true qi. Yang Hongwu waved his saber. The speed was amazing. Ordinary people could not follow the rhythm at all. They could only see a series of saber shadows. It looked like there were countless sabers slashing down. The saber and spear collided. There was a series of sounds and a series of explosions. The shock waves spread in all directions, and the originally solid ground was instantly riddled with holes. Fortunately, it was in the middle of the road, and the houses on both sides were far enough apart. Otherwise, they would have been affected. Even so, the goods of the peddlers were greatly damaged and were scattered everywhere by the shock wave. It was a mess. How is this possible? Cosmic Dragon was hit by wave after wave of shock waves. He could not believe it. Wave after wave. It was as if he was hit by a huge wave on the beach. The shock waves overlapped, and the power was even stronger. The triple wave spear that he was extremely confident in was easily broken. Pong! In the end, Cosmic Dragon could not hold on and was sent flying. He had to use the White Dragon spear to pin it to the ground to stop himself from falling back. The White Dragon spear drew a long mark on the ground. It was more than 10 feet long before it stopped. He felt something sweet in his throat and spat out a mouthful of blood. He stared at Yang Hongwu and said, Azure Dragon 9 consecutive strikes. Defeated. He had actually been defeated. He had been defeated by nameless Zhun Qi realm pretty boy. How could the proud and arrogant Hua Wu Kei accept this? He had always been suppressed by Yang Hongwu, who possessed the innate pure Yang body. Now that Yang Hongwu had finally disappeared, he had never thought that he would be defeated by a nameless Hua Wu Quebec aggrieved. Extremely aggrieved. You are narrow-minded. It will be difficult for you to achieve great things. Yang Hongwu put away his battle blade and looked like he was lecturing a junior. He looked at Cosmic Dragon and turned around to walk towards the Flower Moon Mansion. His entire body trembled and his fingernails dug into his flesh. He almost fainted from anger. After forcefully suppressing the anger in his heart, he gritted his teeth and said word by word, Hua Wu Kei, this was an accident. Don't be too proud. At the Battle of the Dragon Lake, I will let you know my true strength. I will let you understand the difference in strength between us. I will use your blood and your head to wash away the shame of this failure. Yang Hongwu had already entered the gate of the Flower Moon Palace. He didn't care about Cosmic Dragon's threat at all. After this battle, it was undeniable that Cosmic Dragon would definitely work hard to strengthen his foundation and enhance his strength. But so what? With his character and mentality, he was destined to be a nobody. He wasn't Yang Hongwu's opponent at all, nor was he qualified to be Yang Hongwu's opponent. His real opponents were Huyin Yong and the disciples of the so-called hidden families. These hidden families were the real threat. They had a strong foundation and countless resources. Each of them was more powerful than the other. After Cosmic Dragon and Yang Hongwu left, the scene became lively. Those who were hiding in the distance gathered together and discussed spiritedly. So strong. Is that Hua Wu Kei from the Flower Moon Mansion? You really can't judge a book by its cover. Even Little White Dragon is not his opponent. Yeah, That Hua Wu Ke is too strong. I'm afraid that he will be the champion of this battle of the Dragon Lake. You guys have forgotten about Yang Hongtian. His strength is stronger than Little White Dragon, Cosmic Dragon. Unfortunately, if it was not for the disappearance of the third prince, Yang Hongwu, I'm afraid that no one would be able to challenge him. The pure Yang body is powerful and overbearing. No one could defeat him. You guys are thinking too much. I think that Hua Wu Ke is very strong. His combat body is unknown. Maybe his combat body is stronger than Yang Hongwu? Otherwise, why would the Flower Moon Mansion accept him as their last disciple? They have never accepted a male disciple before. Yeah, that's right. The possibility is very high. Don't forget that there is still the hidden family. Before this, I saw Hua Wu Ke being beaten up by a disciple of the hidden family called Hu Yinyong. He didn't even have the strength to fight back and was trampled under his feet. That was a miserable sight. It was 100 times worse than Long Yu's. If it wasn't for Master Zhang of the Divine Weapon Mill, he might not even be able to keep his life. He paused for a while and continued. I think that the champion of this battle of the Dragon Lake will be the one called Hu Yinyong. He is too strong. I think that his strength has reached the peak of the Gangqi realm. He might even reach the true spirit realm. There is such a thing? Are you kidding me? I think it's fake. How is that possible? Someone looked at him and said, Dan Z, I know what kind of person you are. Your mouth is full of crap. None of your words are true. Who would believe you? Chapter 24. 5th grade medicinal pellet Yang Hongwu entered the courtyard and coughed out a mouthful of blood. His face was extremely pale. Although he had defeated Cosmic Dragon, he had also injured himself. Coupled with the fact that he was recovering from his old injuries, he couldn't take it anymore. Even with his strong physique, he couldn't withstand it. Hua Wu Ke, are you all right? Master, look, it's all because of you. If you didn't stop him, he would have been injured. The little girl Lu Kursin had an unhappy look on her face as she supported Yang Hongwu. All right, it's for his own good. Don't let him think that he's invincible just because he has a tough body. It'll be good for him in the future. Hua Wuing smiled. This little girl always liked to tease others. It's weird that she changed her temperament today. It's better if he dies. Zhao Muxue, who was at the side, said softly. She seemed rather happy to see Yang Hongwu suffer and get injured. She was very happy to see such a thing. Third senior sister, why are you like this? Senior brother was injured for the sake of our Flower Moon Mansion's reputation. Not only do you not care about him, but you even mocked him. I won't like you anymore, said the little girl angrily after hearing that. Zhao Muxue was speechless. All right, stop messing around. Hua Wu Ke, come with me. Hua Wuing waved his hand and said. He thought to himself, this guy is really troublesome. First, he messed up my Flower Moon Palace. Initially, my disciples are very close to each other. If this continues, there will be conflicts. I don't know if it's right to let him stay in the Flower Moon Palace. Master, I'll go too. Why are you going? Are you afraid that I'll bully him? Hua Wuing couldn't help but tease her when he heard her words. No, the little girl blushed. It's rare to see her like this. Yang Hongwu and Hua Wuing had gone far away, but this place was bustling. She's blushing. Oh, this is a big deal. Since when did our junior sister blush? Did she fall for Hua Wu Ke? You're really blushing. Junior sister, when did you fall in love with him? Hua Wu Ke isn't bad either. He's so young, so strong, and has a bright future ahead of him. He's also very handsome. Lin Ruyu, Lin Rushuang, and the other girls were chattering nonstop. No, don't talk nonsense. I'm not an adult yet. How can I like him? Lu Kursin cried. Stop talking, or I'll be angry. After entering the cultivation room, Hua Wuing took out an elixir and handed it to him. Take it. This elixir can help you recover quickly. Yang Hongwu accepted the pill and swallowed it without hesitation. The medicinal pill immediately transformed into a warm current that flowed into his body. He sat down cross-legged and circulated his true energy. His damaged meridians began to heal, and his injuries began to heal. About an hour later, he opened his eyes. This elixir is really something. The medicinal power is so strong. I'm afraid it's not a low grade. It should be a 3rd grade or even a 4th grade elixir. Otherwise, it wouldn't have such an effect. This while wooing is really generous. Yang Hongwu's injuries had healed, and his cultivation had improved a lot. Some minor injuries had been completely healed, and his true energy had become purer. He stood up, and his bones creaked. He casually threw a punch, and the force behind it was so strong that it broke the air. Not bad. Your cultivation has improved again. The minor injuries in your body have also been removed. Hua Wuing nodded slightly with a smile. He was very satisfied. My 100-flower dew pill was not wasted. 100-flower dew pill? This is a 4th-grade elixir? Yang Hongwu was shocked. A 4th-grade elixir was definitely rare. No wonder it had such strong medicinal power. More importantly, the medicinal power was mild. He didn't absorb all of the medicinal power, but stored it in his meridians. The remaining medicinal power was enough for him to break through to the next level. Actually, with your current situation, if you had a pure yang pill, it would be even more helpful for you. Unfortunately, the pure yang pill is a 5th-grade elixir, and it's one of the best among the 5th-grade elixirs. I can't get my hands on it. A 5th-grade pure yang pill requires a 5th-grade alchemist with a pure yang fire. 5th-grade alchemists are extremely rare, not to mention a 5th-grade alchemist with a pure yang fire. Hua Wuing sighed. Even a 5th-grade elixir can help you break through to the Earth Qi realm. The reason why Little White Dragon and Yang Hongtian could break through to the Earth Qi realm so quickly was probably because of the help of a 5th-grade elixir. Isn't a 5th-grade elixir helpful for true spirit realm warriors to break through to the Purple Mansion realm? If they had a 5th-grade elixir, they would have used it first, right? Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was a little confused. Breaking through to the Purple Mansion realm and opening up the Purple Mansion was too tempting for true spirit realm cultivators, especially for White Dragon King, who had reached the peak of the true spirit realm. White Dragon King looked like he was still at the peak of the true spirit realm, but in reality, he didn't have much time left. A true Qi Realm warrior's lifespan was about 150 years. A Earth Qi Realm warrior's lifespan was about 200 years, and a true Spirit Realm warrior's lifespan was only 300 years. White Dragon King looked young, but in reality, he was already more than 260 years old. He only had 30 years left in his lifespan. Based on his situation, it was too difficult for him to break through within 30 years. It was almost impossible. It's not that easy to break through to the Purple Mansion realm. If you only need a 5th-grade elixir, then the Purple Mansion realm wouldn't be so rare. Although a 5th-grade elixir is precious, it's still possible to get it with the Golden Dragon Dynasty's resources. It's extremely difficult to break through to the Purple Mansion realm. Aside from your own talent, you also need to have enough understanding of the realm. Of course, there's one thing that has an 80% chance of helping true Spirit Realm warriors break through to the Purple Mansion realm, and that's the Golden Purple Mansion elixir I told you about. If I had a Golden Purple Mansion elixir, then I would have a 100% chance. Hua Wuing sighed, but a Golden Purple Mansion elixir is hard to come by, so I can only take a step back and ask for the Purple Dragon Gold. Don't worry, I'll definitely get the first place in this Dragon Lake battle and get the Purple Dragon Gold. Yang Hongwu said, after you obtain the Purple Dragon Gold, you have to help me investigate one thing, and that is my background and Yuji's background. Where is she now? Yuji, I didn't expect you to be so infatuated. Yuji's background is not that simple. Now is not the time to tell you. Hua Wuing said, by the way, the dragon roar today should be from you, right? Yang Hongwu nodded. Indeed, it was me. I simulated the Golden Dragon War body and fought with Chun Xiaohu from the reclusive Qin family. I barely defeated him. His strength is not to be underestimated. None of those reclusive families are weak, especially that Huyin Yong, who is even more unfathomable. I might have had a chance of winning if I had fully activated my war body. However, there will be experts from the Sky Dragon sect in the Battle of Dragon Lake. If I had fully activated the 9 Dragons' divine body, I'm afraid that I would have been exposed. The Dragon Lake battle was divided into 2 stages. The first stage was the preliminary stage, which would eliminate more than 90% of the participants. The real battle would take place in the second stage, which was in the Dragon Fury Secret Realm. The Dragon Fury Secret Realm was left behind by the founding ancestor of the Golden Dragon Dynasty. It was the foundation of the Golden Dragon Dynasty's talent selection. The Dragon Fury Secret Realm was closely related to the Dragon Lake. Every time the Dragon Fury Secret Realm was opened, it would consume a large amount of energy. This energy was replenished by spiritual chi stones. Spiritual chi stones were a precious item that could be used for cultivation. Of course, only martial artists who had reached the true chi realm could use them. The effect of one spiritual chi stone was equivalent to a year of cultivation for an ordinary true chi realm martial artist. Moreover, spiritual chi stones were very rare, which made them very precious. One spiritual chi stone could be exchanged for 10 third-grade pills. Chapter 25. Mystic Een Mountain opening the Dragon's Fury Secret Realm once required 10,000 spiritual stones, which was a huge price to pay. Basically, the Dragon's Fury Secret Realm would not be opened unless there was something special. You can't expose the existence of the 9-Dragon Saint body, so the Golden Dragon Combat Body is your only choice. However, the Golden Dragon Combat Body is extremely important to the Golden Dragon Dynasty. Furthermore, there's another problem, and that's Yang Tianjiao. In order to break through to the Purple Mansion realm and improve his aptitude, I'm afraid that he might covet the Golden Dragon Combat Body. Be careful, Hua Wuying said. However, I don't think he'll have the guts to make a move during the Battle of the Dragon Lake. As for Hu Yinyong, you don't have to worry about him. There are strict restrictions in the Dragon's Fury Secret Realm. Outsiders can't see what's going on inside, not even those who have surpassed the Purple Mansion realm. That's good. This way, when I meet him, I'll be able to use all my strength to kill him. Yang Hongwu nodded. However, it wouldn't be easy to kill him. The 9-Dragon Saint body couldn't be exposed. Once it was activated, he would have to kill his opponent. Well, it's good that you understand. Unless it's a last resort, don't use the 9-Dragon Saint body. Hua Wuying said, there's not much time left, only half a month. In this half a month, I'll set up a special training for you. I hope you can improve your strength. Even if you can't break through to the Earth Energy Realm, you'll have to reach the peak of the True Energy Realm. That's not possible, right? Yang Hongwu didn't believe it. It was too unbelievable. Every time he wanted to break through to the next level, he would need to accumulate several times more than the average person. In other words, his breakthrough would be much more difficult than the average person. Of course, there was a benefit to this, which was that his foundation would be strong. Under the same circumstances, he could definitely kill his opponent in an instant. It wouldn't even be difficult for him to challenge someone of a higher level. If it's Ruyu and Ru Shuang, it's impossible unless you have a 5th-grade pill. But you're different. You have the 9 Dragons' sacred body, and you haven't completely refined the power of the Dragon Orb. If you want to improve your cultivation, all you need to do is stimulate the power of the Dragon Orb for you to absorb and refine. It will become your own true energy. That will be enough. No, I can't. Yang Hongwu immediately. Why not? Hua Wuying was confused by Yang Hongwu's vehement rejection. Don't you want to improve your cultivation? Don't you want to break through the cultivation of Gangqi? Do you want to be stepped on by Hu Yinyong? Do you want him to trample on your dignity? If that's the case, then I was wrong about you. Of course I want to improve my cultivation, but I don't want to be stepped on. Yang Hongwu bitterly smiled and said, but the power of the Dragon Pearl really can't be removed. You also know that I have the 9 Dragons' sacred body. This 9 Dragons' sacred body has a special situation. That is, excessive Yang Qi needs to be neutralized with pure Yin Qi. Otherwise, there will be a danger of my body exploding. So that's how it is. You need pure Yin Qi to neutralize it. Let me think about it. Hua Wuying frowned slightly. After a while, Hua Wuying suddenly said, I know where to find the pure Yin Qi. Yang Hongwu originally wanted to say that the pure Yin Qi he needed was from a woman with a pure Yin immortal body. But he hesitated and didn't say it. Hua Wuying was also a woman and a powerful and beautiful old virgin. If he said it, he might be beaten into a pig's head. Don't worry, I won't harm you. I'm still counting on you to get me the purple dragon gold. Hua Wuying picked up Yang Hongwu and quickly rushed out of the palace. She was so fast that Yang Hongwu could only feel the wind whistling in his ears. After about half an hour, Hua Wuying stopped. "Where's this place?" Yang Hongwu looked around. He had never been here before. Mysterious Een Mountain. What? You said this is Mysterious Een Mountain? Yang Hongwu was shocked. Why are you scared? Aren't you afraid of nothing? Hua Wuying raised her eyebrows and looked at him. If you're scared, you can go back by yourself. I won't stop you. Scared? Why would I be scared? The word scared doesn't exist in my dictionary. Yang Hongwu wouldn't admit it. It was too embarrassing to be looked down on by a woman. That's for the best. Hua Wuying's lips curled into a faint smile. He pointed at the mountainside of the Mysterious Een Mountain and said, "Do you see that? There's a cave there called the Mysterious Een Cave. You must have heard of it." Yang Hongwu rolled his eyes. Not only had he heard of it, it was like thunder in his ears. The Mysterious Een Mountain was the most dangerous place in the Golden Dragon Dynasty, and the Mysterious Een Cave at the top was a place of no return. No one under the True Spirit Realm could come out after entering the cave. Even those of the True Spirit Realm couldn't go deep. Once one stepped into the Mysterious Een Mountain, one's strength would be greatly reduced. Even those of the True Spirit Realm were no exception. This was not to say that the savage beasts in the Mysterious Een Mountain were very powerful, but the suppression of the Mysterious Een Mountain on the warriors was too great. On the Mysterious Een Mountain, those savage beasts had the advantage. In the Mysterious Een Mountain, even a first-grade savage beast could defeat a true Chi Realm warrior. The only ones who could defeat a savage beast of the same level were those body-refining warriors. The worst part was that there were countless Een spirits in the Mysterious Een Cave. These Een spirits weren't made of flesh and blood. They were immortal and indestructible, which was the most terrifying part. There were so many of them that they could even possess someone's body. Because of this, the Mysterious Een Mountain was listed as a forbidden area in the Golden Dragon Dynasty. Within 100 miles of the Mysterious Een Mountain, there was no one living in the wilderness. So, you're saying that we have to climb up the Mysterious Een Mountain and enter the Mysterious Een Cave? Even in the outer area of the profound Een Mountain, one could feel the eerie chill. It was definitely not a good place to go. Even when he circulated his true chi, he felt his hair stand on end, as if there were thorns on his back. This feeling was very uncomfortable. "It's not me, it's you," Hua Wuying said. "Me? You mean me alone?" Yang Hongwu cried out. "Are you sure you're not joking? Do I look like I'm joking?" Hua Wuying squinted her eyes and said, "A real man can't go back on his words." He had been tricked. He had fallen into a trap. This woman wanted to play him to death. What kind of place was the Mysterious Een Cave? Once he entered, he would definitely die. If it was only on the Mysterious Een Mountain, Yang Hongwu still had some confidence. After all, his body was very strong. The Nine Dragons' saintly body was very overbearing. He could rely on the strength of his body to shake an ordinary true Chi Realm warrior. However, if he entered the Mysterious Een Cave, it would be different. There were so many Een spirits in the Mysterious Een Cave. How could he deal with them? He was neither a monk nor a Taoist. He didn't know how to catch ghosts and exorcise demons. "Can I not go?" Yang Hongwu asked. "No, I gave you a chance just now. You chose not to go back. Now you can't. A real man must keep his words." Hua Wuying said, "Are you going to go up by yourself, or do you want me to throw you in?" Chapter 26. Other people's nightmares, my cultivation treasure. Don't worry, I've already prepared something. This is for you. Hua Wuying threw a package to Yang Hongwu. What kind of treasure is this? Is it a treasure armor and talisman? Yang Hongwu opened it. This is rations. Are you kidding me? I'm going to the Mysterious Een Cave, and you're giving me rations? How is it not enough? This should be enough for half a month, right? Hua Wuying said. I mean, didn't you prepare something for me to protect my life? You have a Nine-Dragon Saint body. What are you worried about? Normal Een spirits can't even get close to you. Only those in the True Spirit Realm can pose a threat to you. Hua Wuying said, "Don't waste time. The pure Een Chi in the Mysterious Een Cave can help you cultivate. If you can cultivate there for half a month, your strength will definitely increase by leaps and bounds. It won't even be hard for you to break through to the earth energy realm. It was really his misfortune to meet such a person. He had no choice but to go. Even though he knew it was dangerous, he had to go. He just hoped that he wouldn't be so unlucky as to meet a Yin spirit above the true spirit realm. As soon as Yang Hongwu stepped into the range of the profound Yin mountain, an invisible force enveloped his body. The true energy within his body was greatly restricted. While circulating his qi, Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. The Yin formula of the 9 transformation Yin-Yang harmony art was especially active here. The mysterious Yin Qi was constantly being absorbed into his body and refined, improving the Yin formula of the 9 transformation Yin-Yang harmony art. This is a good thing. Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. Originally, he had an excess of pure Yang Qi in his body, and the Yin formula was severely suppressed. Coupled with the fact that the water flame lotus consumed a lot of energy during the battle, the Yin formula recovered slowly. This gave Yang Hongwu a headache. He didn't expect that the mysterious Yin Qi here could be replenished so quickly. According to this speed, the amount of pure Yin energy refined by the Yin formula in half a month's time should be enough for me to reach the peak of the true energy realm. This is indeed a very good place for cultivation. Moreover, it seems that I won't be restricted when cultivating here. Although the pure Yin energy in my 9 turns Yin-Yang formula is still weak, only equivalent to the first level of the true energy realm, it is definitely not a problem for me to deal with ordinary savage beasts. Yang Hongwu absorbed the mysterious Yin Qi as he walked. The further you go, the denser the mysterious Yin Qi becomes. At the foot of the mountain, Hua Wuying was a little worried when he saw how fast Yang Hongwu was. That brat's speed is too fast. That will consume a lot of his energy. Wouldn't it be troublesome if he were to encounter a powerful savage beast? Does this brat not have any brains at all? Hua Wuying wanted to remind him, but after thinking for a while, he said, "Let this kid suffer a little, lest he does things without thinking." After the time it takes to burn a stick of incense, Yang Hongwu arrived at the entrance of the cave. Along the way, he encountered a few savage beasts. These savage beasts were not to be underestimated. The strongest one was actually a grade 3 savage beast, causing Yang Hongwu to suffer a lot. A grade 3 savage beast was equivalent to a martial artist in the true energy realm. If not for the Yin formula of the 9 turns Yin-Yang formula, it would be very difficult to kill it. This is the entrance to the mysterious Yin cave. The mysterious Yin Qi is very dense inside. Perhaps the source of the mysterious Yin Qi is here. Yang Hongwu looked at the deep cave and frowned slightly. There are Yin spirits inside. To deal with them, the Yin formula of the 9 turns Yin-Yang formula is not enough. I have to change it to the Yang formula. But then, my strength will be greatly reduced. This is a headache. If only I could reach the second turn of the 9 turns Yin-Yang formula, it would be great. However, it was just a thought. In the Golden Dragon Dynasty, there was no other woman with a pure Yin immortal body. The mysterious Yin cave and the mysterious Yin mountain had not always existed. It suddenly appeared here 3,000 years ago. At that time, there was a strange phenomenon in the mysterious Yin mountain. Many experts thought that it was the birth of a rare treasure. Countless people flocked to the cave, but they all died inside and did not return. The secret of the mysterious Yin cave had also become a huge mystery. No one knew what was inside the mysterious Yin cave, and no one knew what had happened to those experts. The only thing that was certain was that they had all died there. If I am stronger and break through the second turn of the Yin-Yang formula, I might be able to explore the secret of the mysterious Yin cave. Unfortunately, I am only at the first turn of the Yin-Yang formula, and my strength is only in the true energy realm. There is no way for me to enter the deepest part of the mysterious Yin cave. Yang Hongwu carefully observed his surroundings as he walked. This was only the outer part of the mysterious Yin cave, and he had only stepped a little inside. There was not much danger, and he did not even see any Yin spirits. However, there were bones in the passage from time to time. After entering the mysterious Yin cave, although there was no danger and no Yin spirits, Yang Hongwu's speed was very slow. It was too quiet, and this kind of feeling made people feel uncomfortable and disgusted. Swoosh, swoosh. What is it? A sudden sound made Yang Hongwu nervous. Come out. What entered his eyes was a ball of green light floating in the air, flashing nonstop. The sound came from that ball of green light. Looks like this is an Een spirit. The lowest level of Een spirits, without any intelligence. After seeing clearly what it was, Yang Hongwu let out a sigh of relief. Yang Hongwu had some understanding of Een spirits. The lowest level of Een spirits was a ball of green light that could make some sounds. Its strength was not strong, only equivalent to an early mortal realm warrior. Can I catch this little thing and study it? Yang Hongwu thought. With a thought, he reached out his hand and released his pure Een Jin Qi. He wrapped the ball of green light and grabbed it. A strange thing happened. When Yang Hongwu wrapped the ball of green light, the dark spirit began to struggle violently. It was actually afraid. The dark spirit began to disappear little by little, being absorbed by Yang Hongwu's pure Een True Qi. After the dark spirit came into contact with his pure Een True Qi, it was refined. The pure Een True Qi seemed to have encountered something delicious and crazily absorbed it. After a few breaths, the dark spirit completely disappeared and turned into pure spiritual Qi and entered Yang Hongwu's dantian. Yang Hongwu was also shocked by this situation. His pure Een Jin Qi could absorb and refining spirits to increase his strength. Moreover, it was much faster than just absorbing the mysterious Een Qi around him. After being here for so long, the amount of mysterious Een Qi he had absorbed was not as much as the amount he had absorbed from the Een spirit. There won't be any side effects, right? Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. At the same time, he was also worried. If it was so easy to break through the cultivation, then it would be too easy. If there were any side effects, then it would be troublesome. The loss would outweigh the gain. Yang Hongwu was a little worried about the cultivation that could be obtained so easily. After absorbing the Een spirit, he carefully operated his martial arts to check the situation inside his body. He carefully checked his body again and again. After finding nothing unexpected, he let out a sigh of relief. There is nothing wrong with the mysterious Een Qi provided by the Een spirit. It was even purer than the mysterious Een Qi he absorbed. Chapter 27. Level 4 Een Spirit. Yang Hongwu continued to move forward. More and more corpses appeared along the way, and the aura of these corpses also grew stronger. The Een spirits he encountered also grew more and more powerful. True Energy Realm Level 8. It wasn't easy, but I finally broke through. After absorbing and refining a Level 3 late-stage Een spirit, Yang Hongwu's cultivation broke through to True Energy Realm Level 8. This cultivation speed is really fast, but it's also getting more and more dangerous. There are more and more Een spirits here, and they're also getting stronger. If I'm surrounded, it'll be troublesome. Stepping on a corpse, the aura of this corpse should be that of a true spirit realm cultivator. Is there anything left? Although there were many corpses along the way, there were only some broken weapons left, which were practically useless. This was the first true spirit realm corpse he encountered. On the corpse's right hand, there was a ring. This is a storage ring. I hope there are some good things inside. The corrosion here was very serious. Ordinary weapons that weren't earth tools couldn't resist the corrosion of the pure Een Qi. Therefore, although there were many corpses along the way, there was nothing left behind. Yang Hongwu picked up the ring, and with a thought, his consciousness entered the space inside the ring. Spirit stones, so many spirit stones, there should be at least 50 to 60,000. This time I made a profit. As soon as he entered, he found a considerable amount of spirit stones. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but be overjoyed. Spirit stones were good stuff, and these spirit stones were enough to increase his cultivation by a lot. 50 to 60,000, not just 5 to 600. This was equivalent to the entire Golden Dragon Dynasty's annual income. Apart from the spirit stones, there was nothing else. Pills, talismans, and weapons. There's nothing left. What a pity. Yang Hongwu sighed. However, this person's status shouldn't be low. Otherwise, he wouldn't have so many spirit stones. As for the pills and talismans, They were probably used up, which was the only explanation. Looking at the corpse, there were several broken bones, so one could imagine how fierce the battle was. What's that? I almost missed it. Yang Hongwu found a piece of jade. This piece of jade was very different from a spirit stone. It didn't have any spirit chi, but it was placed in the innermost part. If Yang Hongwu hadn't checked it, he would have missed it. After holding the piece of jade in his hand, Yang Hongwu frowned slightly. This jade stone seems to be the legendary jade slip. That's right, it's a jade slip. There are records in the ancient books that jade slips are used to record cultivation techniques, martial skills, and so on. Only an expert whose strength has surpassed the Violet Palace realm is able to record the things that they need to record. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. His whole body was instantly surrounded by surprise. The things recorded in the jade slip were definitely not simple. It was definitely a high-grade item. If this item was taken out, countless people would fight for it. Perhaps even the experts of the Heavenly Dragon sect would be jealous. He couldn't wait to see what was recorded inside. Was it a powerful cultivation method or martial skill, or something else important? However, what made Yang Hongwu depressed was that his consciousness was unable to enter the jade slip at all. Don't tell me I have to drip blood to recognize it as my master? That's impossible. I'll give it a try. Yang Hongwu tried a few times. He even dripped his blood on it, but to no avail. This made Yang Hongwu very depressed. He had something good in his hands, but he couldn't use it. It was like having a peerless woman in front of him in all sorts of seductive poses, but he couldn't move. That kind of feeling was indescribably depressing. I can only study it when I get back. Perhaps while wooing, we'll have a way. He would study it when he got back. If he couldn't obtain the information in the jade slip, he would hand it over to Hua Wuying. Looking at the skeleton in front of him, Yang Hongwu sighed. He took out a piece of cloth and wrapped it up, keeping it in his storage ring. Since I've obtained your things, I'll bury you properly after we get out of here. Those things will be my reward. The storage ring was very large. It was almost the size of 2 football fields. Such a storage ring was very precious, even in the entire ancient desolate continent. Ordinary true spirit realm experts might not even have one. This was enough to prove that this person's status wasn't low. After packing up, they continued to move forward. It's getting colder in front. Yang Hongwu felt a little unnatural. The temperature here was probably -10 degrees. Even the breath he exhaled would be frozen. After circulating his pure yang qi, he felt much better. That's a level 4 spirit. Yang Hongwu was shocked. This spirit had a human form. Although his face was blurry, he could still recognize it. Woo woo. The cries of the Yin spirit made Yang Hongwu's hair stand on end. It was as if he was watching a ghost movie. However, this was much more terrifying than a ghost movie. There were floating green lights everywhere, and waves of Yin wind blew, giving off a bone-piercing chill. Such a strong aura. Seeing the spirit rushing over, a gust of cold wind was brought up. It was like a sharp blade, and its speed was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it was already in front of Lin Fan. Yang Hongwu was shocked. This spirit was not at the same level as the ones he had encountered before. Its strength was much, much stronger. Lin Fan immediately unsheathed his invincible warblade and infused his pure Yin Qi into the blade. Facing this spirit, he didn't dare to fight with his bare hands. With a wave of his long blade, the blade radiance bloomed and slashed at the spirit. Ah! The spirit screamed and took a few steps back. However, he didn't leave. Instead, he stared at Yang Hongwu. His face became more and more ferocious, and he screamed crazily. Damn it! Kill! Kill! The Yin spirit actually managed to utter a few words intermittently. This beast can actually speak. Yang Hongwu was shocked. It was as if he had seen a ghost. No, this was a ghost. There was no difference between a spirit and a ghost. Kill! Kill! The spirit pounced on him again. Yang Hongwu didn't think. He waved his invincible war blade wildly and slashed at the spirit. However, what made him speechless was that the spirit could dodge, and its speed was amazing. Although his blade was very fast, it didn't hit its body. Woo! Woo! Although there was no way to cut the spirit, the spirit had no way to get close to Yang Hongwu. The spirit retreated a lot, but what happened next made Yang Hongwu's face change greatly. After the nether spirit called out a few times, Yang Hongwu heard a response. No way, damn it. Why am I so unlucky? This beast can summon companions? One spirit was already hard enough to deal with. It would not be easy to kill it. Now, this beast was summoning more spirits. Was it trying to besiege them? Wasn't it too shameless? In a few breaths' time, 3 more spirits appeared in the passage ahead. Among them, one of the spirits had a much stronger aura than this one. There were 4 spirits in total. These spirits vaguely maintained a human face. The spirit with the strongest aura had the clearest face. It was a woman. What made Yang Hongwu even more surprised was that the female spirit looked 60% similar to Hua Wuying. Could it be that this female spirit had something to do with Hua Wuying? However, this was not the time to make connections. Yang Hongwu didn't think that the spirit could still maintain its consciousness. This time, he was in big trouble, for spirits were enough to make him suffer. It was still a big problem whether he could get out of here alive. If he knew this would happen, he wouldn't have been so greedy to come here and meet these 4 perverted spirits. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.